What's going on, my boxing brothers and sisters? Another edition of Major Key Mondays. You already know what it is, man. Look, man, we're gonna have a special guest arriving in a little bit, but before we get that special guest, we're waiting on them to pop up. You know how it is, man. It's a business, but we got a lot of things to talk about. Some of the fights this weekend that just happened, some of the upcoming bouts, and we just want to try to cover everything when it comes down to that. So first and foremost, salute to everybody up in here rolling with the punches. Anybody else that pops up, I already know how it is, man. Everybody on different channels, they start trickling in little by little. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate all of you guys anyway. Playback gang that sees this tomorrow. I appreciate y'all too. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, look. So what we trying to understand right now, man, there's a couple things, man. I was asked a question yesterday of what fight I'm looking most forward to this weekend. For me, it is Ortiz Jr. versus Kavaliauskas, man. That's the most interesting fight for me this weekend. Yeah, there's a bunch of nice fights going on, but damn, Ortiz versus Kavaliauskas, man. And the reason why I feel so intrigued about that, and Troy, what's going on, brother? By the way, I didn't even introduce you, man. You know what I'm saying? But everybody know who Troy is, man. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. Happy to be alive. Happy to be here. But go ahead, because I want to talk about the robbery. So go ahead.
Yes. Well, you can start off with that after I salute the chat. What up, Lisa? What up, Kevin? What up, Rolling with the Punches? Yo, and anybody else that pop in, I'll give you guys a shout out later. But go ahead, start off with that, man. Start off with that because Alicia, Feliciano, appreciate you, brother. Yo, go ahead and start off with that, man, because I was kind of pissed off about that as well.
Yeah, that was Fox versus. I cannot pronounce the brother's name. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce his last name. Maestre, yeah. He clearly outboxed him. He dropped him with a beautiful left hand. And he just outboxed him the whole fight. And then they gave the decision to the man who got his ass beat for the entire fight.
Yeah, man.
Even there were some blind people in the crowd that was like, that's some bullshit. That's how bad of a decision it was. It was just something. Come on, man.
Stevie Wonder was on a boat in the Caribbean, bro, and he said, "Yo, that was a robbery." You know what I'm saying? I feel you, man. Yo, Haitian Sensation, Johnny Blaze, Champ Ross, no doubt. Yo, but yeah, man, that was. I don't like to say robbery lightly, man, but that was a fucking robbery, straight up, man. That dude outboxed him nicely. I was surprised because I was like, this dude's 3-0, 3 KOs. You know what I'm saying? Yo, as a matter of fact, Champ Ross, thank God that wasn't even on the prediction lead because I would have been pissed off, Champ. If I would have picked a Fox and he would have got robbed like that, man. Because that was crazy, man. Like this dude really showed finesse. And I seen that he had losses, so I was doubting him at the beginning too. I was like, okay, this kid looked like he probably gonna have like a J. Leon Love type of night. You know what I'm saying? Like looking good at the beginning. But then this 3-0 guy, you know what I'm saying, from South America, is going to batter him, and that's going to be the end of the fight. I thought it was like a setup like that. But the setup was even worse than that, man. The setup went to the cards. That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
I'm sorry, man. I'm texting back and forth with the guest, so.
No, it's all good, man. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, so yeah, man. Like, but one thing that I was proud of, Troy, you could elaborate a little bit more on if you want as far as that fight. But one thing I was proud of when I was watching the fight, they started talking about Randall Bailey, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Devin Alexander, right? When Devin Alexander was fighting, they started talking about Randall Bailey, and I'm like, man, I'm so proud of myself. I had to pat myself on the back. I'm like, yo, we just interviewed him last night. I was telling my wife, I was like, yo, we just interviewed this guy last night that they talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, I was asking him, I was like, oh, Devin Alexander, he's fighting tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So tell us about that fight you had with him. So that was a little moment of pleasure for myself, knowing that they were talking about that after we had just interviewed the guy right the day before. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, that's karma, baby. That's what that is. That's karma. Yeah, it's just coming back around. Coming back around. But I'm still trying to make sense of how the hell you get beat for you lose every single round, and all the judges, because wasn't one like a really crazy score, like 117,
Yeah, it was
112 or something
ridiculous.
crazy like that?
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous, man. There was no way. There was no way, man. There was no way that, like, with the knockdown and everything, there was no way that was even close. There was no way it was even close. I don't know what they were watching. That was obviously a setup from the get-go. You know, he lost before he even got in the ring. Put it like that. Unless he knocked him out, you know what I'm saying? Fox was going to lose.
Yeah, he should have lost, clearly.
So, yeah, man. So what do you think about what's his name? My man's Collazo, with the no decision, man. He said he was going to retire after that fight, but he didn't even get to the end of that fight. I mean, I think it was a smart decision, though. I'm not gonna lie, because you know, his wife was in the crowd. It was an accidental headbutt, and he's like, all right, well, I'm within the you know, I'm still within the 4-round rule, so I might as well just check out, collect the paycheck, and come back next time against somebody else, you know, and this and this and that. But he was kind of tough and rugged with Stanionis, though. Stanionis, I'm gonna be honest with you, he kind of showed me that he was ready to go through, you know what I'm saying, a tough fight with him too, you know, but he was smiling. He was like, yo, this is a tough ass old guy. Okay, let's do it then. You know, so he wasn't like standing down, but damn, man, I wanted to see Collazo at least go through those 12 rounds. Oh, I'm sorry, I think was that a 12 round? I think it was a 10 round maybe. But nevertheless.
I think so. He in all honesty, he's out the door. He's like toe in, toe out. You know how you're not all the way out when you're not all the way in. He's toe in, toe out. So he really should just retire, because if you watch his body language, that's not the cat we saw 2-3 years ago. That's not the cat we saw fight Thurman. That's not the cat we saw fight Berto. That's not the same cat that we saw fighting who beat Hatton, by the way, but they robbed him. What you saw was a man who came to work, and he really didn't want to be there. That's what you saw that night.
Hold up, champ. You want to pop up here and say that? Because I know he got caught with extra tape, right, in the ring, and they had to cut off the tape and retape it, right? But are you saying that there was extra padding as well in the gloves? If so, please click that link and pop up here and explain it, because I didn't even hear about that part, and I watched the whole card.
Yeah, it was an issue with his gloves where it wasn't properly wrapped or whatever. Yeah, and nobody re-wrapped his gloves.
Yeah. It was like a funny way that they did it with the laces or whatever. But he said Fox Corner caught them in the locker room using extra padding in the gloves. So if that's correct, I want to hear about that, because I didn't even know about that. But I mean, besides that, man, that was a robbery, period, man. That whole fight was a robbery. But you know, shout out to Fox. You know, he'll come back soon. You know what I mean? I know that so he said it's on Fight Hub Live explaining what happened. I'm gonna have to watch that. I'm gonna have to watch that. You got a wrench here, right? You could drop the link, champ. Let me take. Can you see if he has a wrench? I think he has a wrench. Troy, can you see if he has a wrench?
Who's that?
Champ Ross.
Okay, yeah, because I'm still the brother. Hold on.
Yeah, you got a wrench.
Yeah, he has a wrench.
Yeah, you could drop the link. It's all good. But yeah, man. Besides that, man. Again, Virgil Ortiz versus Kavaliauskas this weekend, man. I'm trying to tell you right now. Kavaliauskas is gonna check Ortiz's chin. All right. But after that point, if Kavaliauskas checks his chin and he keeps standing, and Ortiz knocks him out better than Crawford, bro, we got a problem on our hands, bro. It's gonna be proof in the pudding at that point. It's gonna be like, okay, well, the guy's ready. You know what I mean? May not be 1,000% ready, like, you know, as far as like the most skills or whatever, but because obviously he needs to work on a little bit of defense. But I would say at that point that he's very convincing that he could scrap with anybody at the 147 division. Yo, Troy, stop multitasking, man. We live, bro. Anybody could click on the link, man, because Troy's over here multitasking. You know what I'm saying? It's Major Key Monday, man. We trying to get it lit over here, man. Yeah, man. So that's what I feel, y'all. I feel like Virgil Ortiz, if he actually knocks out Kovalevskis quicker than my man Crawford, then you know it is what it is, man. At that point, we have no reason to doubt. And I would love to see Virgil Ortiz against a lot of these other guys, man. I would love to see him against Sean Porter, to be honest with you. I would love to see him against Boots Ennis in the future. Once we see that both of them can handle the top oppositions. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see that, but I don't want them to cancel each other out because of everybody else being too lazy or ducking, you know what I'm saying, each other. So, for example, if Spence doesn't fight Crawford, then I don't think it's fair that Ennis fights Ortiz because these guys should be fighting each other first. You know what I mean? Because they've already been marinating this fight for a minute. So if they can't fight each other, they ducking each other, then don't be asking these young guys that are just coming up trying to earn a reputation. Don't be asking them to cancel out each other just because you want to stay on the top. You know what I'm saying? If you want to stay on the top, you need to fight and stay at the top. You need to be the apex. You know what I mean? Anybody that comes for you, you need to take them out and just make it convincing that, hey, you know what? I'm the dominant party here. You know what I mean? But I don't understand what's going on with these guys. They talk about everybody else as a diva, but they act like divas themselves, man. Shit is funny. But yo, shout out to the chat, man. G-Ball, Kali, Munchie Ray, Sinister, Johnny Blaze, like I said before. What's going on? What's going on? Yo, I dropped the link before, man. Y'all could click the link. Ain't no problem, man. We were supposed to have a guest, but, you know, shit happens like that. I'm not going to dismiss Major Key Monday on account of that. So anybody could go ahead. Yeah, there we go. That's the real LT. Let me check it out. No, that's not the real LT. Okay, so you could bounce. You see how quick he bounced? As soon as I said it's not the real LT, he bounced. You know what I mean? These fucking guys, man. I'm still dropping the link, though. So anybody want to click the link, get it lit with me on a Major Key Monday? We here, man. You know what I'm saying? And y'all tell me, what are the fights y'all looking forward to this weekend, man? Because I know a lot of people are interested in the Rigondeaux versus Casimiro fight. I'm looking forward. That's my second favorite on the cards, to be honest with you. Rigondeaux versus Casimiro. I'm looking forward to that, man. I think depending on Casimiro's, on Rigondeaux's age, if he's still in shape like he's been and on point with his skills, he's going to outpoint Casimiro. But Casimiro's a tough dude, man. So if this guy aged any bit and he lost his step, Casimiro's going to expose that. So that's for me why it's intriguing. You know what I'm saying? And let's see who's in the background over here. All right. So yeah, that's you, Troy. Yeah, that's Troy.
Yeah. I had some issues of my own. Okay. I heard half of what you said. I was going back and forth. I heard half of what you said, man.
Yeah, the Franco Maloney 2, Munchie Ray. Yeah, I like the Franco Maloney 3. Yeah, that's a good one too. But I just gotta say, Virgil for me, Virgil versus Kovalevskis is basically what I'm looking forward to the most. Casimiro Rigondeaux second, and Franco Maloney 3 is the third for me. But yeah, like Champ Ross is saying right there, every card has some good fights, which is facts. You know what I mean? It's gonna be lit.
That's the fight I'm looking forward to. The Virgil fight with Kovalevskis, right?
Yeah.
Who's he managed by and all that? Virgil Ortiz. Who's his people?
Look, man, I actually heard that shit a few months ago, and I don't remember, bro. We've been speaking to so many people, bro.
I actually looked it up too,
and I saw shit like that. Yeah, bro. Like it's like hard to keep up with that shit, man. When it comes to like just who's managing who and this and that, man. So he said, yeah, Ortiz is golden boy, right? But he was asking like, because there's people in charge, you know what I'm saying? That's not just a promoter, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what Troy was asking, but definitely golden boy. You know what I'm saying?
Because I like the way they moving him. Because his last fight was against Hooker, right?
I think, yeah. Shout out to HCP. They had an interview with the Golden Boy matchmaker the other day. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I don't know if they asked him any questions about that specifically, but they definitely had a conversation with that dude the other day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Whoever's moving him, they got a lot of faith in him because they, like I said, his last fight was Hooker, and now he's fighting Kavaliauskas. And I'm gonna guess if he wins, we'll probably finally get that fight with him and Ennis. Hopefully.
I mean, let's. But you see, I was just talking about. So you missed that part. I think that it's more responsible of, you know what I'm saying, like these Thurmans, Spences, you know what I'm saying, Porters, Crawfords. I think it's more responsible for them to fight each other before they start calling out the youngins or to fight each other and try to cancel each other out. You know.
I agree, but we know, hey, time has shown us that that's not gonna happen. So, you know,
but somebody has to call it out. I'm just calling it out. It's truth. It's the truth. You can't. You know what I'm saying? It's like you the leader of something, and you telling people, hey, you got to fight each other. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want my position, why they don't fight you for your position? You know what I mean? If you're gonna take their position, why you making them fight each other? You know, that's kind of soft, man. It's like you scared to fight, so you telling them to fight each other. To me, that's soft.
Yeah, that makes perfectly good sense to us, the fans. But we got a lot of dudes who want to protect their status and their money. That's why you don't see a lot of fights that you really want to see.
Yeah, no, I get the business aspect of it, but just because I get it doesn't make it right. You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely not.
That's what I'm trying to say. So that's what I'm calling out. What I'm calling out is the fact that it's bad business. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad business practice. It's not best practice. It's bad business practice. You know what I mean? And we're getting accustomed to it, and we're just saying, oh, it's okay. It's okay. You know what I mean? Because this person said it's okay. Nah, man, I'm not good with that, man. I would like to see Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis both get shots at titles before fighting each other, because once they get titles, then they should fight each other, because we see them as the future. Right. So I don't want to see them fight each other and cancel each other out while these guys are not even fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? If you're the man, you know what I'm saying, your name is Errol Spence Jr., your name is Terrence Crawford, you know what I mean? You guys are the men, you know what I mean? They'll fight each other. Don't tell everybody else to fight each other first. It's crazy.
That's true, and I'm still thinking about the possible fight with Tank and Thurman. I got that in my head now, so that'll be a good fight. That'll be a good fight. Where does Tank go if he beats Thurman? Does he fight Spence?
Yeah, man. That's Thurman's weakness is the left. If he gets him with a left hook, that's his weakness right there, man. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing that's intriguing about that. Besides that, man, it should be Thurman outclassing the smaller guy. Because remember, a great big guy beats a great small guy all the time. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, there's some flaws with Thurman and there's some flaws with Tank. To be completely honest with you. So it just so happens though that Tank has a great left hook, and Thurman is susceptible to the left hook. So that's the only thing that makes it intriguing for me.
Yeah. You know what? I keep hearing big with these welterweights, but you don't see any 5'11" welterweights too much anymore. No 6'1" welterweights, and maybe 5. Matter of fact, I gotta take this. Hold on.
Yo. All right, man. We stalling out here. So, let me drop the link again. Whoever want to pop up here. There we go. Bruce Goes up in the building. There we go. Authenticated. Mr. Bruce Goes. What's going on, man? What you think about the subjects we've been talking about, brother?
Salute, Major Key, man. What's happening, bro? Salute.
Click the link too. Rep it. Anybody. Lisa Bales. Rep it. Whoever want to jump on the panel, that's fine.
Bro, I am so looking forward to what's coming up in the boxing world here, man.
Tell me about it.
Oh, well, you know it, man. I mean, this weekend we're going to see Virgil Ortiz and Green Beans, man. that right there is going to be a good fight because, like you're saying, Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis, that fight I can see it at 154. Virgil Ortiz can just about make the 147 now, and they're both growing boys, man. Let's face it, they're gonna be peaking. It's a lot stronger at 154.
Right,
so
right,
man,
right.
I am definitely looking forward to that fight. And man, we got it's happening all night long. We got Franco and Maloney on ESPN, and then I'm sure something's happening on the Zone. We got Showtime. We got Casamiro and Rigondeaux. So man, it's going to be a great weekend. Great weekend. You know what? The only thing that sucks for me, Mage, when they start overlapping fights like that, man, that really gets me.
Facts. You know what? But what did you think about that robbery we were just talking about with as far as Fox and what's his name? Maestre.
Yeah. That was
Guido. What do you think about that, man?
I thought that was a total robbery. I mean, right from the beginning. Who I think it was Joe Goosen who pointed out the discrepancy with the tape, and then it seems like they rewrapped his whole fist when he was in the ring, didn't they?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's why I wanted Champ Ross to pop up here, because he said something happened in the locker room as well. What I saw was the tape, right? And they had the tape too high, and it was covering the strings in a certain way. And so that's why they made him rewrap it. It was an illegal wrapping of the tape. But then apparently Champ said something happened in the locker room too, and it's on Fight Hub. So I'm gonna check that out later. But yeah, man, it's piece of the chat. And what rep was going on, brother? And Troy Graham is back in the building as well. But what's going on? What rep?
What's up, man? I heard you talking about salute to you. First off, Major Keys, I saw you and Guido, homie out there doing it big in Orlando. You look pretty badass. Yeah, man. Bruce Gahn, I heard you. I know you know your
Bruce
chemicals. I gotta salute you, Bruce Gahn.
Bruce goes.
Yeah, Bruce goes. Oh, also, your pit bulls looks nasty, man. Looks pretty cool. Also, Troy Graham, salute to you, brother. You're always taking the opposite sides. You're always doing great debates on things, man. I saw what you were saying, Major Key, about Thurman, right?
Yeah.
You probably thoroughly out jab Tank easily, right? In your opinion, or no?
He should. That's what I'm saying. So the only thing intriguing about that, because to me he's the better boxer, and he also has power. So he should beat Tank easily. However, the problem is that he's got a great left hook, right? You know what I'm saying? Tank has a great left hook, and we all have seen that this guy's susceptible to the left hook, and that's the whole problem.
Yeah, man. The check left hook, right?
Yeah. That's why Josecito Lopez did so much work on him.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, you know what's up? You saw. Remember the Josecito Lopez game? It was a game fight for him, bro. So yeah, that's something that Thurman has to work on. But what's his next fight gonna be though, man? Because the thing about Thurman, right? I keep on hearing, we hear like all these rumors of Tank, which is not gonna happen. I think a lot of people don't believe it's gonna happen, right? What's Thurman's real next fight? Is it a guy like
I gotta jump in here real quick, fellas. Let me just jump in here real quick. We got the guest. He just wants to jump in, and just thank you for having him on. But he's gonna reschedule for the last Friday in September. All right,
it's no problem. Wagwan boss man. We have
right. Hold on a second. He's on the phone.
Uriah Grant's in the building, man. What's
Can
going
you hear
on,
him?
Boss man? Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm here.
Salute to you, brethren.
Yo, boss man, I apologize for the there is an internet problem here that I got to try to reschedule for the last of September. I was tri-stated. I really apologize because I want to get it done.
It's all good, man. It's all good. We enjoying the summer with the family. We understand. We understand over here, man. You know what I'm saying? We got guests all the time. It happens. It's the business. I understand completely, brother. But I appreciate you even coming on to say that.
I respect that.
Real quick. Why don't you tell the people who you are before you jump off, brother?
In a matter of fact, I apologize. I am Uriah Grant. I'm there for Jamaican boy who started from nowhere. I end up somewhere. You understand? So again, I'm Uriah Grant from Jamaica. So
you're at a bus man. You're at a bus man, Grant.
Just call me the boss man. That's what it is. They say I hire out fire. You understand?
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. You always welcome over here, man.
Last Friday of September, live on direct.
Okay. We got you, brother. Don't worry about it.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, that's what's up, man. That's
Hey,
what's up.
so salute, champ, man. Wow, Uriah Grant. You bet
Yes,
you know anything about boxing, you better know who Uriah Grant is, man.
Absolutely, man. You know, so that's what we keep trying to do for y'all, man. But sometimes things happen, you know. So I understand. I completely understand. That's why I started the show anyway, just in case, because there was some technical difficulties from the get go. So I'm like, you know what? I'm still doing Major Key Monday, so let's keep it moving. So that's why I started dropping the link, just in case nothing happened, you know. But you know, he was nice enough to let you guys know that hey, we rescheduled, you know what I mean, and he's gonna come through. So you know, we'll work that out when that comes through. But go ahead, man. You guys were chopping it up as far as the fight. So go ahead, continue.
Hey, you know what I think about that fight, man? I think you know, I think Tank's out of it, you know, because if Keith Thurman fought Tank, I think he would put a whooping on him. Now I think Adrian Broner would be a better replacement there, man. I think that would be a perfect fight right now. You know, they're both riding the fence, going nowhere. You know, tell me a better fight right now for either one of these guys.
The thing is the fight with Tank is gonna happen in October, right? And I don't think Broner's in shape. So it's gonna have to be somebody who's. Matter of fact, this is what I'm thinking, right? A lot of the fights mentioned are big names or names that a lot of the community knows and some in the casual know. But I think it's probably gonna be a letdown at this point, right? Because those names we're mentioning are exciting fights, but what are they gonna name now? Because you don't see anybody getting prepared for October for Tank. I haven't heard anything, right? So it might be a letdown, is what I'm seeing. What do you guys think about that?
My bad. I was responding to the chat. Your question was, what was going to be a letdown?
I'm saying we're hearing Thurman. We're hearing like the friend right here, Brusco said talk about a Broner, right?
Uh-huh.
For Tank. But we do know supposedly that for sure Tank's gonna fight in October, right? Mentioning all these names is all fine and dandy, but now when they mention the real name, is that gonna be a letdown? Especially when they're naming guys like Thurman and Broner?
You know, I mean, oh man, I think that we have such a buildup going on right now. We've already been let down. I don't know that anything matters right now. We just want to see great fights. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that I'm gonna be let down any more than I've already been let down with some of the things that were supposed to happen this summer and didn't happen. So I don't know that I would be necessarily let down, but I would probably be a little bit disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, I'll keep it moving the same way I kept it moving this summer. You know, that's pretty much all I can say about that, man. It just sucks that you know, I can't even. I'm not a doctor. I'm not gonna shit on nobody for saying they got COVID or anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying like a lot of things have happened this summer that have prevented the fights that we wanted to see from coming to fruition, including whether it's COVID or not related purses. You know what I'm saying? Or not purses, but promotions that didn't bring enough revenue where we even suspecting that the promotional companies and entities behind it didn't actually make it happen because of the fact that they weren't making enough money. They weren't getting their money back, right? So I think that it's just all in all, it's just disappointing, man. And I can't get more disappointed than I've already been.
Yeah, man, that's true. That's true. Speaking to that, in a sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think a lot of these fighters, like we'll say Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, who else you want to throw in? Anybody's been, I guess we'll say Teofimo Lopez too. You think at this point they're seeing like what Major Key said at one time, or we'll throw Fury, we'll throw Wilder, we'll throw any fighter that we're seeing is an elite guy. You think they're starting to looking into doing what Canelo was gonna do? That the contract saying that if the COVID shit pops off, you better give me some money, or instead of like playing games with me. Because now it seems like I even saw it in the UFC recently. Was Amanda Nunes was supposed to fight and she pulled out of a fight because of the COVID shit. You know what I'm saying? On the last day she had COVID, right? So it's starting to look like for the foreseeable future, we're probably going to see that contract thing, and we're going to see something in the contract.
I said this shit first, and I'll say it again, and you guys can definitely jump in after me. Bruce goes and Troy to answer any one of his questions because that was like the second one. So I want everybody to make sure they they got their time. But I actually said that shit immediately. I said that was fucking ingenuity right there, bro. That was just like a genius move from Canelo because he was the first one that did that. You know what I mean? He said, you know what? I see people losing their paydays because, of COVID or pulling out due to COVID. I'm not trying to lose my bag because I really want this money. I really want this date. So he put a stipulation there. That was actually a fucking genius move. You know what I'm saying? That he was the first one to do that. And now, so it was so new that they thought it was fucking asinine. But that's actually a smart move. You're trying to protect your assets. Why would you not, especially if you're the A side, why would you not present that off rip? Now you can negotiate that and say, hey, look, if I can't pay you the 40, but if that happens, we can put a replacement in and pay you this much. You could have negotiated that or tried to come back to the table with something, but they didn't do that. They just shut it down immediately. You see what I'm saying? And that's bad negotiation. You could have come back and just negotiated it and try to do something. You could have said, hey, you know what? I'll tell you what, if that happens, we'll pay you this much, but then you have to sign a contract for this much for the next fight right after that, and we'll make it happen in this month. There's many different ways that you could have approached that or different options. You could have come through. One of the sales tactics is you give somebody 3 options and they feel like they have to select one. So basically, you're making them buy because they think that they're limited to those 3 options, but they didn't have to buy anything at all in the first place. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear you 100 on that, Glenn. And you're right because during a pandemic, who prepares for that? Well, where they're testing you right up until the fight time, and we've already seen fights fall apart, a few days before they were supposed to happen. So I mean that's a very smart move. I'm surprised nobody else has thought of that. It took it took Canelo, who everybody says has no brains, to figure out a brilliant clause like that, where every fight is going to need that within the next coming months or year, however it takes to get this under control.
Facts. It seems like everything now from here on is going to be that clause is going to be it's going to be the main thing in the contract, right? So I don't understand, and that's why I was giving you credit, Major Keys. You're the first one to say that. You're the first one to say that, and I don't understand why people are tripping. We're tripping on that clause when now it's going to be on the foreseeable future. That shit's going to be just what it is. You're going to have that in your clause for you to make fights. You know what I'm saying? And this is happening in all combat sports, not even just boxing. So it's just insane that people were tripping on that. Matter of fact, you got praised for that shit.
Hey, real quick, Rep It. I got somebody in the background. Show me your face, man. Let me see you moving. Because if I can't see your face, you ain't coming on, bro. And I'm not gonna put you on the panel. No. I need to see your face, and I need to show, bro. I can't see you at all. So your face, okay? I see something now. Give me 2 fingers. Give me 2 fingers. Put your light back on and show me 2 fingers. Okay. All right. We got a live one here. What's going on? Welcome to the platform. My bad, man. We got too many trolls out here, so we gotta make sure that everybody's legit out here. What's going on?
No, it's okay, man. I understand. No, I've been watching China for a bit. I just want to talk about boxing real quick. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So what's your point of view on these things? On these topics we're discussing?
The topic was Kambosos and Teal, right?
Well, not necessarily, but I mean, you could jump into whatever you want to talk about because we're talking about the upsets. Well, not the upsets, but I'm saying the as far as the disappointing loss of fights this summer. The upcoming events, what you're looking forward to the most, and past weekend, primarily the robbery with Fox and Maestre.
I'll say this. I feel like the cancelization of Teal Lopez and Fury Wilder, right? So those two fights got canceled. Lopez Kambosos, Fury Wilder, and okay, look at Pacquiao. His whole camp, he's been out in the public running with other people. How come he hasn't caught COVID? You had Mayweather and Logan Paul having their pre-comp, their promotion conference in front of 500 people in Miami. How come no one caught COVID there? Why is it that the two fights that were having trouble selling were the ones that got COVID? It doesn't make no sense to me. How come Charlo Castano didn't get COVID? You know what I mean? You get my point here. Pacquiao has been jogging with like 40 people, letting the media get near him, and he hasn't gotten COVID yet. But the difference is people want to see Pacquiao Spence. People didn't want to see Fury Wilder. People didn't want to see Lopez Kambosos. So, I mean, that's why I think those fights got canceled. I don't think it was really COVID. It was just a cover up.
And let me add to your point, too, and you could finish after this. I just want to add to your point as well, because also keep in mind, what's his name? Bob Arum came out talking recklessly. Oh, he's so irresponsible, talking about Teofimo Lopez. He's so irresponsible for doing this and doing that. And, both Fury and Wilder are fully vaccinated. And then what happened?
Oh, wait, can you repeat that?
Yeah, no, I was saying that Bob Arum was calling out Teofimo Lopez, saying that he was irresponsible for not getting vaccinated. And then he said Fury and Wilder were both fully vaccinated. And then what happens? Apparently, Fury got, So, and for Devontae in the background, show me your face, please, so I can know that it's a real person, not a troll. Okay, go ahead, continue, because I've seen this name before. I think it's a troll anyway, so go ahead.
Okay, so so as I was saying, you have all these fights coming up, great fights, and it's gonna be interesting to see these fights. You know what I'm saying? I just can't wait. And you have Rigo Casimero. I think Rigo wins the fight. And good fights, man. Who do you got winning, Rigo or Casimero?
What the fuck, bro? This fucking guy, man. Bro.
I was gonna say something. I seen this cat before. I wasn't quite sure.
He waited all that damn time for that.
And man, he ain't got nothing to be proud of either, and he's flashing that fucking thing on.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah.
Yo, you see what I'm saying? But this is the whole thing, man. These fucking clowns, man. They just clowns, bro. I don't know how many times. Like, doesn't that trick get old for you guys, bro? Like, doesn't that make you guys look like so homo-ish, bro? Like, come on, man. Like, ain't nothing wrong if you're a homo and you want to be a homo. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is like, what makes it funny to keep going on a boxing channel to talk boxing and throwing up pics like that? What's wrong with y'all? You know what I'm saying? Like, that is so stupid, bro. Like people like y'all must have gotten your asses whooped throughout your whole lives and now trying to take it out on the internet. Go take it out on somebody else's channel, bro. Go take that shit out on a cooking channel or something. You know what I'm saying? Go take it out on a fucking I don't know, man, a modeling channel or something. Like why you coming to a boxing channel to do that, bro? Like that's like stupid. It's not even funny. Nobody takes that shit funny. I don't even understand what's wrong with these people, man. But anyway, man, go ahead, man. Go ahead and continue talking, man, because that shit was just ridiculous.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so let's just go on to talking about this whole situation, right? About fights and shit like that going on. Business side, whatever side, if it's business or whatever it is, it's an excuse being used. If it's an excuse being used, it's real, right? So they can still utilize the excuse. So the bottom line is this: what Major Key was saying is facts. For this shit to stop, it's going to be put in contracts, and then that excuse, even if it's a business excuse or any type of excuse, is going to be out the window, period. So that's the simple way of solving the whole thing and taking the conspiracy out of everything, right?
Yeah, that's facts, man. It's you got to bring it to the table, like, you know what I mean? Because everybody felt weird about it, the way that it happened, the way that it went down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I want to know what you guys think about this, though, man. I'm one of the ones be saying that I don't care. I'm pretty excited to see Fury versus Wilder because I know that two guys hate each other. So if two guys hate each other, I want to see them beat their brains out, right? But I'm starting to see, obviously, Troy's one of the ones that's going in on this. He does not want to see this fight, or he's not excited for the fight. I want to know what you guys think about that. Bruce goes, are you excited for the fight, or do you want to see these guys beat the hell out of each other, or are you just over the whole thing?
No, bro. That whole freaking day, I was totally excited for. You know, we had the Joe Joyce fight in the afternoon, and then the main event set for the evening, bro. I was so let down when that was canceled, but now it's rescheduled, and I'm a half full glass kind of a guy. I'm looking forward to it, man. I want to see the fight go on, and to me, I don't care who wins. I'm a fan of neither one of these fighters, man. I would like to see them kick each other's ass for freaking 11 rounds, and then one of those Rocky knockouts where they both go down, and then whoever gets up at the count of 9 is going to win it. And man, put an end to this nonsense.
What about you,
I
Troy?
don't.
Oh, bro, and not even that. You got Frank Sanchez, you got Ajabi, and then you got what the hell's his name? Kalinowski and Helenius. That was going to be a tremendous card right there. Not just the main event, but the undercard too, man. I hope it's rescheduled, man. I'm strong on that card. The whole thing, man. The fight, the undercard, everything, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna quote BB King, man. The thrill is gone. I don't give a damn about this damn fight. I I don't give a damn about this fight, man. It's just to the point. Like, what's the point right now? What's the
We're
point? All this,
boxing fans, man. This the two of the
yeah,
top three heavyweights in the
exactly.
world.
We're a fan of boxing, not of soap operas and dramas and lies and all this other nonsense. We're boxing fans. We're not soap opera fans, right?
Well, we don't have to watch the stuff that builds up to the fight. We don't have to start counting the money in their pockets, man.
Nah.
Like a big bear, we go to sleep and hibernate, and then we'll poke you when the fight's about to start and turn it on, and man, that's we'll see the action. But you're right, all this bullshit in the beginning, A side, B side, the insults, the fucking glove gate, going
Yeah.
back and forth. Man, yeah, it gets fucking sickening. But the fight itself, man, that's all boiling. That's all marinating. When they get in the ring and that bell rings, man, you couldn't pry me out of my chair that night, bro.
Well, you know what? I'm not gonna say if it happens, I won't watch, but I hope I never have to see it again. All Fury, Wilder, and all their fanatics could go jump in a black hole somewhere and go away. I mean, honestly,
So
I'm
what do you
sick
think?
of it, man.
What do you think about the because I feel kind of the same way, man. That's why I let y'all go first, man. Because if I got a real passionate statement, I'll say that shit. But man, I'm kind of I just want to see this shit done and over with, man. Because I'm actually looking more forward to AJ versus Usyk because I feel like that's going to be a very competitive fight. What do y'all think about that?
Yes, that's the fight I'm looking for, and I'm hoping that he knocks him out by the fifth round, so we can shut up about the Usyk and Holyfield. He does not compare to Holyfield. He's not the second coming of anything. I always say the same thing. He's a Chevy, and he fights on. What he does is he fights on a certain level. He lets you wear yourself out, and he sets the pace of the fight, and that's how he beats people. Other than that, he's not special. He's just an old Chevy. He takes you where you need to be, and then back home. That's it.
Yeah, man. Well, to that point that you're making is this, right? I seen Usyk recently, and he seemed like he's in shape. He seemed like he's ready to do AJ dirty. I think, right? He's gonna make the fight ugly. He's gonna run around, throw the jab, throw the jab, throw the jab, throw the up jab, throw the jab to the body, try frustrating AJ. Now, if AJ is not in shape, he's probably gonna get beat. That's what I'm seeing, right? First, when the fight was announced, I was like, how's Usyk gonna even match up with AJ? This is a clown show, right? Like I think AJ is gonna knock his ass out, right? But then I started noticing little things on Usyk, right? He has a freakishly long arms. He has a style that is made to survive in fights. He's never gonna get knocked out or any of that type of stuff because he's always gonna be like in survival and jabbing you up, right? So I think I'm seeing, if anybody wants to bet, meaning if you guys want to go to the bookies, I would bet on that. I think I'm gonna bet on Usyk.
Hey man, you know what? You know how I look at this whole thing, man. This is the round robin. We were talking about this over a year ago, man. This is the road to undisputed right here, man. And that's what we undisputed heavyweight champion. And you go out there and people can't even tell you who the heavyweight champion is. And if this is the way we have to get it, man, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, and the winner gets the winner of Usyk and Anthony Joshua. And you're looking at undisputed right there. So these fights have to be made. And then the winners, they have to stop talking and start walking and get this fight going, because I want to see undisputed in my lifetime, bro. That's undisputed heavyweight champion. That's what it's all about. And right now the collision course is being plotted. They just have to follow the path to undisputed. Get that fight made.
I tell you what, man. If I was in control of WBC, as soon as Fury said he had COVID, I would have stripped him off his belt, gave it to White, and then said, go ahead and fight Joshua. And I would have paid this boy here some step aside money, Usyk, and I would have made that fight happen. Because that's the fight I want to see. I mean, come on, man. What else does White have to do to get his shot? What?
Yeah, man. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I gotta say one other thing. I wasn't really high on Dillian White, and I'm still not completely high on him. But I feel like in this division, he is actually one of the bigger threats. You know what I'm saying? He is actually one of the. I gotta give him props for that. He is one of the bigger threats. I thought he wasn't, but he actually is. I had to keep watching the fights backwards and because at first I was like, oh, this is a hype job, you know what I'm saying? But looking at him more and more, watching his fights, I'm like, these are deliberate actions that he's putting into the ring, and he knows what he's doing. Yeah, he's not as skillful as I would like, but he's still doing it. And when it comes to Usyk, man, I'm glad that Repit said it too, because I've said that as well. I feel like I would put my money on Usyk as well. Not saying that hey, he's guaranteed to win, but I feel like it's a pretty good fucking bet to put it as either a draw or Usyk winning. You know what I'm saying? Those are the fights that you would want to put your money on, a draw or the underdog to win. Those are the type of fights.
We got Guido in here, man. Cracking Guido.
Hey, what up? What up, everybody? What's good?
What's going on, Guido? Guido.
Yeah, man.
But what's up talking about?
Safe and all that, man.
What's
I
up,
appreciate you coming out here in Florida, man.
Hey, what's up, brother?
I'm glad you got back home safe and all that, man.
Yeah, man. We talking about the heavyweight division and the fights coming up, but to be honest with you,
yeah, man, I can't wait for this Saturday, man. Virgil Ortiz, man, against Me Machine. Shit, I can't wait for the Saturday night, man. And we also got Jasper Franco fighting this Saturday. Maloney with the rematch.
Yeah.
So, how y'all see that? How y'all see that fight going?
As far as which one, the Franco Maloney?
Both fights that I just mentioned. Yeah.
I got Meat Machine testing Virgil Ortiz, but I think Virgil Ortiz takes the test and shows that he's really ready for this division. As far as the Franco Maloney, I think Maloney pulls it out. I think Maloney pulls it out. You know what I'm saying? How he pulls it out, I don't think that it's going to be dramatic. I think it's going to be a fucking a very explosive fight with each other. But I don't know how he pulls it out. But I'm gonna say that that Maloney wins the fight though. I feel like he's just a little more technically sound than Franco's more like a brawler, man. You know what I'm saying? And Maloney gets into it. But he can be more disciplined than he has been in the past, and so I feel like his team is going to tell him you have to stay disciplined, and if you stay disciplined, you pull this out. So that's what I think is going to happen in that fight. I think Maloney pulls it out.
Yo, man, you said something hella interesting. I haven't heard anybody say Maloney straight up like you said, right? But I won't even. That's not even something that anybody could hate on, right? Especially when something I've been saying, a lot of the Robert Garcia fighters been getting exposed lately, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Virgil Ortiz, I think he's gonna beat Velasquez before he's gonna knock him out before Crawford did, which was like I think Crawford took him out in the 7th, right? He's gonna knock him out in the 6th or 7th, maybe even tie what Crawford did, though, right? But Virgil Ortiz is coached by his dad, right? Franco is another one that I don't know, man. Like I can't trust Robert. He's 0 for 3 from the fights I've seen recently, and none of the guys are making adjustments in fight. Ramirez looked like he didn't know what the hell was going on when he was getting his ass beat. Tanahara got his ass taken to him by Zepeda. It's just weird, bro. No one's giving Robert Garcia the heat, but I think he has too many fighters in his gym at this point where he's not even doing the proper coaching or fundamental techniques on any of them.
Yeah,
Virgil Ortiz, like I said, is his own guy.
It's come forward. Like everything has come forward. It's not always come forward. It's come forward. Like it's called effective aggression. It's not just aggression, and he's leaving the effective part out of his training.
Yeah, man, and even some of the shit he says in the corner doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like he was telling Jose Ramirez that do it for your family, do it. Like he didn't say nothing to change the technical aspect of the game versus Taylor. All I heard him saying in Spanish, guys, he was saying, do it for the family, do it for your people. Like, yeah, do it. You can do that. But Jose obviously was confused on to take the fight to Taylor or to try boxing him out, which was hella weird. Like, how do you get a guy whose attack style was similar to Castaño and you take and into the fight, you tell him to box up fucking Taylor? Shit was like, this shit's ridiculous. I'm gonna lose my money here. Once I heard Robert Garcia say, hey, at the start, before the fight, he says, we're gonna our game plan is to have Jose box. I was like, what the hell is going on? My money's down the drain.
Soon as you heard him say, do it for Doña Cecilia over there in the taqueria, man. Come on.
Yeah, I was like, we're done. I'm cooked. I'm cooked right here, bro. Because he's not giving
money. Familia, güey.
Yeah,
was
man.
he losing the fight when he said that? Was his fight losing the fight?
It was later, but the point is this, man. You can't be. It's just not. It's an everlasting thing. Even in a Tanahara fight, I was peeking in the corner when they were on the DAZN broadcast. When
hold on 1 second, Rapper. Yo, Sinister, show me your face.
Hey, I was gonna say, you think is it time for Robert to retire? You think Robert is already getting up in age already?
No,
hey, Mr. Sinister, mi hermano.
He just needs to adjust. I think he just needs to adjust, like he asked his fighter to do. You know what I'm saying? He just needs to adjust his game plan. That's all. He needs to get up to speed. If you got too many fighters, pass it off to one of your assistant coaches and let them do it. You see what I'm saying? And that's that. You know, if you got too much on your plate, pass it off to an assistant. You know what I mean? Hire another assistant if you don't have too many or you don't have enough. You know?
Yeah, man. It's like this, right? I don't know if you guys follow any other sport closely. When they have prospects in other sports, meaning like football, basketball, they rate them by stars, right? They say like this guy's coming out of high school, he's a 5-star guy. You know what I'm saying? Robert Garcia gets all kinds of 5-star guys and turns them into 2-star guys. You know what I'm saying? Tanahara was a highly touted prospect. Jose Ramirez obviously was a highly touted guy. They took him from Freddie Roach. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be getting these guys and then fucking making them go on the down. Even what's his name? Louis Correa was actually, a lot of guys thought high of him when he was coming out of the amateurs and shit, and then he just took them down in this downward spiral. So this shit just keeps on piling and piling. So
basically, what you're saying is that Robert Garcia gets Eminem and turns him into Vanilla Ice.
Exactly. It flips over quick, bro.
I got you. Yo, what do you got? Sinister, welcome to the building, brother. Do you have any thoughts on what Repid, Guido, Bruce, Troy, myself have been talking about? Sinister, did you go take a shit? Well, you just got on the panel, bro. You can't
No, I hear just something wrong. I hear like an echo or something like that.
Oh, if you might have YouTube open in the background because we don't hear it.
Okay, there it goes. Okay, I turned it off in the background. We're good.
All right, man. So what's your thoughts, bro?
All right. What was y'all talking about?
Go ahead, rep it, because I think you started the topic. So
we were talking about the fights this weekend.
Yeah.
What fight are you looking forward to? Virgil Ortiz versus Mean Machine, and we got Joshua Franco versus Maloney.
Shit, Franco Maloney is gonna be a good one. I got Maloney outboxing this guy on that one, and I want to see Virgil Ortiz definitely. Virgil Ortiz.
You think Verga's gonna stop this dude or not? Or you think it's gonna go to the distance?
Snap. I think, man, I think if it goes too long and Virgil Ortiz, I think, man, if it goes in the deep rounds and Ortiz out punches something out, I think he could be in some trouble if it goes in the late rounds.
Hey, do we blame Robert Garcia if this shit goes 12 rounds and he doesn't look good? Are people gonna start blaming Robert Garcia for this shit?
Man, I don't know, right? Robert Garcia's been catching a lot of stuff as far as not training right. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, I expect Verga to come 100% at this time. You know what I'm saying? If Verga Ortiz could come 100% and knock this dude out, you know what I mean?
Well,
I'm thinking maybe like an 8-round stoppage. You know?
Yeah, well, I always see him coming forward.
Because the last time he didn't, he was like around like. Remember, he came from the COVID, right? And his last fight against Hooker. So we should see, you know, we should expect 100% Verga Ortiz coming in this fight, you know? Even though he did look spectacular in his last fight, you know? Knocking Hooker out, but I expect him to do a lot better this time around, you know? And prove that little bit of defense that he looked in his last fight. Move his head more, you know what I'm saying? Throw the jab more, set up the jab, you know? Hook to the body, you know?
I think that Ortiz needs to work on his head movement. And I think he gets hit a lot pretty good. I think he gets hit pretty solid sometimes.
Okay, so who's the worst trainer, Virgil Hill or you know, who the hell were we just talking about? You were talking about
Robert
Garcia, right? Right.
Like, I'm not saying he's a shit trainer, but what I'm saying is something got to happen. Either he's taking on too many fighters, he's just becoming very greedy, saying, "Oh, that guy's a prospect. Put him up. Put him in the gym. Put him in your gym." That's what it sounds like he's doing. He's getting all kinds of guys who are highly touted, and then they end up going downhill. Is what I'm saying. So that just sounds like he wants to just gather all kinds of fighters and just so other guys won't have them. It seems weird, right? Virgil. I mean, what was the who was the last loss he took? Who was the last loss that Virgil took? Troy.
You said the last loss that a fighter took for him?
Yeah.
Tank, the guy that fought Tank. That was Virgil.
Oh, yeah, Barrios. Yeah, you're right. Barrios. That was the guy, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't have many guys though, right? I think he has Barrios. He has other lesser known fighters on his. Obviously, he's known for
Adrian Bruner. I think
right?
No, that's not Bruner. I don't know who else he's trained. I know he trained. He trained the last guy that fought Tank. He trained Brazil, right? And I'm trying to think of who else he trained. I can't remember all the people he trained, but they've been getting stopped.
Yeah.
Last couple of guys he trained, they've been getting knocked out.
But Troy, he's not working with the same type of a farm system that Robert's getting in. Robert's obviously getting guys who are highly touted, prospects that are supposed to do something in the sport, right? Like the guy Tanahara was supposed to be something, man, and he just took him into the ground, right? Same thing with Virgil, right? Virgil, he took him obviously from Joel Diaz. He took the fighter from Joel Diaz, but the one thing you can rest on with Virgil is that at least his dad is right there coaching him. Virgil Senior's coaching him, right? But it's just insane, man. Like if I see Virgil go 12 rounds and not look good and to get a win, people should go in on Robert Garcia because shit's not working out, or he should change trainers. I'd send him with Reynoso.
Yeah. But it's actually worse for Virgil because he has less to work with, so he has more time, right? Whereas Garcia, you know, based on what you're saying, has more, so he has less time. So you know, he has an excuse.
I think that.
What's the excuse for Virgil? What's the excuse for Virgil?
The excuse for Virgil is this: he's not getting guys who are highly rated or highly touted into his gym. That's the excuse he has. Like literally, if he's getting guys like we'll just make an example. If they said, "Hey, Virgil, we got a guy named Ryan Garcia. He's a 12-time national champion. We're gonna send him to you and bring him up and make him a champion." Or they say, "We're gonna take Virgil. We're gonna give you Tank Davis. He's a accomplished amateur. We want you to put him in your gym and you take him up from here on out." That's what's been happening with a lot of Robert Garcia fighters. He gets a lot of guys who have a vast array of amateur success. Then they go into his gym and they don't and nothing happens with them. See what I'm saying? Virgil doesn't get that. Virgil's not getting all these guys with huge amateur success. You know what I'm saying?
And Robert Garcia's guys kind of don't make adjustments, whereas you'll see a lot of Reynoso's guys, they make adjustments in the fight. That's what I would have to say.
I just think it comes down to actually getting to know your fighter and knowing his strengths and weaknesses and going from there. Because most trainers have a style that they want you to fight, but if you take the great trainers, they actually train you to fight from your strengths. They don't really teach you a style. They teach you from your strength. That's how they make you great. You can't teach everybody to be Mike Tyson. Can't teach it, huh?
No, we're gonna say it's true though, Troy, because most of Robert Garcia's fighters are come forward right now. He does, yes, try to expand on their strengths, but it's still just come forward. For example, Josecito Lopez looked great against Keith Thurman, right, when he was coming forward, right, and throwing that left hook, right. But then you look at what's his name, what the fuck, or Bruce Goes Bounce. But what's called it? If you look at Brandon Rios versus Pacquiao, he didn't even know what part of the ring Pacquiao was in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he said it after the fight. He said it after the fight. He's like, oh shit! Like I was fighting three of them. You know what I'm saying? Because all he was trying to do was come forward, and all you had to do was do the footwork and move to the right or to the left, and he didn't know where you were. You know. It has to be effective aggression. Oh, okay. Bruce said peace out. Yo, peace, Bruce. Appreciate you popping up. But yeah, man. So it has to be effective aggression at the end of the day, man. It can't just be aggression by itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And that's a guy. And that's the guy you mentioned, Brandon Rios. That's the guy that he had from the start, man. So all that shit, the way you looked there, that's all Robert Garcia, because that's the guy he actually had in the gym early. Meaning from a younger guy, and then he took him to that Pacquiao fight, and the guy looked confused. He didn't even know what was going on.
And he sounds like he's already punch drunk, bro. Like he sounds like you see what I'm saying? So that's that straightforward, just fight. Like I don't even know how to fuck. Like I don't get me wrong, him versus Mike Alvarado, those were classic fights, bro. But I don't even know why you would want your fighter to be in those type of fights, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, yo, Johnny Blaze, I see you in the chat. You're right, brother. If Virgil looks good, he's gonna get credit. I gotta give him credit if Virgil comes out looking spectacular. You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting on him for the fights that I've seen recently where the guys are getting outworked. Like especially the Ramirez fight really troubled me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because that was like, how do you get out gangstered by Josh Taylor? That shouldn't happen, man. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't happen, especially regarding the style that Jose used to have before he went to Robert Garcia's camp. His style has changed, man. It's not the same attacking style against the rope style. He literally let Josh Taylor off the ropes and then throw punches and shit. It was just crazy.
Yeah, man. Look, and he got baited in too, man. Look, but I mean,
hey, yo.
Go ahead.
You heard about Teofimo, the IBF? They favor Teofimo to fight in the States.
The what?
The IBF. They favor Teofimo Lopez to fight in the States instead of him going to Australia. You know what I'm saying? If any of y'all heard about that shit?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's happening, bro. Teofimo's the IBF telling Triller that they're gonna make the fight in the States. And yeah, man, I talked to the homie pound for pound about this. It's a whole thing, right? I think that they should make a fight where Teofimo can gain an actual fan base, and I think he needs to reach out to his brothers from his countrymen, man. He needs to have his countrymen go out. His countrymen are out here selling the Hondurans are out here selling out soccer stadiums. You know what I'm saying? You don't think they could go support Teo? You know what I'm saying? They're selling out 24,000 seat stadiums to watch the national team in the United States. Teo needs to reach out to the people, man. I know he has fight fans from all over all the Latino market. They're all his fans, but he needs to get that Honduran market and stamp it down. And you should do the fight in either New York, because I heard my homie's pound for pound is Honduran. My homie pound for
I
pound
agree
is
with you, Wepe. I think
yeah,
he
man.
should keep learning more Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Keep
Yeah,
working
man.
with his Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Stay in
Yeah, man.
touch with your people. Know what I'm saying, bro?
Exactly.
He
And
needs to
I think
like speak more Spanish interview. That way he can
yeah,
get the Latino market. If he
yeah,
really wants it that bad.
yeah, man. And I think he has the gift. You know what the magical gift is? The magical gift is if you know 2 languages like that, you can really be the face of boxing. It's the power you get, man, because those are the 2 biggest markets. The English market and the Spanish market are the biggest markets in boxing. So when you can speak both, it's a gift and you should do it. Use your gift and do it, man. Use your gift and do it big. You'll be the Oscar de la Hoya. You can be the Canelo Alvarez, which he's doing now with the get the fuck out of here, man. Once he said that, he got into the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Once Canelo said that, shit was over. You know what I'm saying? Shit was over. He's like, damn, I got both markets now. So Tio has that gift, man. He needs to utilize it. And like I said, I hope his fight is in a part of the country where he can get his people out, man. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn, I heard there was
And
a
speaking
lot
of
of
that, right,
people.
bro? You know what I want to do? I want to fight, like, if I really want to get the Latino market, fight in California and LA, Miami, New York, Chicago,
Yeah,
or
man.
Houston, Texas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? With a large
San Antonio,
Spanish population.
San Antonio for
Even the
sure.
state of Florida, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, man, Florida for sure. Florida, even my friend pound for pound, who's Honduran, said that in Washington D.C. there's a shitload of a community there, and he says
oh
that
yeah, there's a large population of Hondurans there in
yeah,
Washington, D.C.
facts. And he said this is what he told me, which was mind blowing. He said, "Look it, how come Teofimo doesn't go to these when these people have soccer events and going with the crowd with his people? Those same people will go out for him and sell out an arena." You know what I'm saying? So it's just weird, man. It's just weird that a lot of the fighters are not doing anything for marketing purposes and stuff like that, man. Because Teofimo has a style, man. When you can knock somebody out, when you're explosive, when you're a friendly fighter, you have the style. All you need is to do is market yourself better.
Facts, bro. I'm disappointed because Troy Graham left and he didn't even plug his channel, bro, before he left. He didn't tell us where to find him. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up, Troy.
And I want to say this, weapon. A lot of Puerto Ricans also love him too. You know what I'm saying? So he could fight in Puerto Rico if he can. You know what
Bro,
I mean?
that's what I said. He already has all the flags, of the Latinos. He has all the flags behind him. Notice that everybody, it doesn't matter what Latino, what your nationality is, that usually you're a Tio fan, but that's because of his style and obviously who he is, right? But he needs to basically trap his Honduran fan base though. He needs to trap those people in. Because think about it. Honduras is a country of 10 to 15 million, and they don't.
Yep.
And as Canelo has the rights for Mexico, he should have those people just like Roberto Duran had Panama, man. So even when Roberto Duran lost, he still had that fan base that was going to go rugged. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. And let me tell you,
Same thing with
my,
Puerto
my
Rico.
nephew is half Honduran, right, bro?
Yeah,
And
man.
most of his family, they only watch Teofimo. And
Yeah,
they
man.
love Teofimo Lopez. You know what I'm saying? So
It was just
they
same
know
thing.
who he is. He just that would. The thing is, you know what I would love Teo to do too? Act like a little bit like my yoga, just a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
With that machismo trash talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
If he could do that, man, damn, he'll be bigger than my yoga.
Well, to what you said, Guido, think about this. Tito, when he took a loss, people didn't give a shit. They were saying, we're riding with you, because the Puerto Ricans were like, I'm hardcore. Like, Tito's the guy. We're hardcore. We don't care if he took a loss. We're still gonna rock with him harder. We don't give a shit, right? So that's what you need to get. You need to get the stiffest people who are gonna ride your side, ride or die, because it's what it is, right? But he already has a vast Latino community backing him. But he needs to get the ones that are gonna come to the stadium rocking like fanatical, like the hooligans in England and shit. It's what it needs, man.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, for
I'm going
sure,
over
man.
the top.
No, go ahead. I was basically going to say, like, when it comes to the whole thing is Australia, right? Like my whole thing is like, man, he should be able to fight wherever the fuck he wants to fight to make his money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand what the like. You see, this is where we were having these conversations on multiple channels already about who has the power? Like, why is if the IBF means International Boxing Federation, right? Why would you not want somebody to fight overseas? That doesn't make, and why would you limit them and not let them fight over? That doesn't make any fucking sense. It's the International Boxing Federation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense why you would limit somebody and say, hey, yeah, we're the International Boxing Federation, but, you know, we don't want you to go fight in a different country, though. That to me seems a little suspicious, and it seems to be like, you know, like you're limiting things only to the U.S., which is basically what they're doing, and that to me, it shouldn't be on them. Like, that's between the promoters and the money, you know what I'm saying? And the fighters that are making the money, you know what I mean? Because the fighters are paying the promoters, you know what I'm saying? So it has nothing to do with the sanction. The sanctioning body, you know, has to do with who's going to fight. The venue and all of that, the sanctioning body's not paying for it. You know what I mean? They're getting a cut out of whatever. So that's what I'm not understanding about this whole IBF shit, if that's true.
Yeah, man, you're speaking facts on that, Major Key. But the thing is these guys are all in line with pockets with networks. So that's why shit like this happens, right? There'd be like the Triller tells them, like, Triller's trying to tell them this, but IBF is gonna do their own thing because who knows who they're looking out for, right? They might be with somebody else. So it's weird, man. It's a lot of politics in boxing. Obviously the IBF has its own thing, which is weird with a lot of the rankings they got. So it's obviously we know the WBA is aligned with the PBC, right? So who knows what the IBF is trying to pull? Maybe they want more alignments. I don't know. Maybe they want to try to get Triller to try going with their thing at some point.
Yeah,
Word. Yo, shout out to Black and Brown.
Yeah, man, pop up, bro. I'll drop the link for you, brother. But yeah, man, I mean, I just feel like it's a little fishy. I feel like they're, you know, using more power than they should have in that sense. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it, like if you just sanction a body, how you gonna, especially if you're international, you know what I mean? How you gonna go ahead and yo, let me tell you something, Albert Sant, you banned from studios, so you know that's that. Period. Fuck that. I'm sick and tired of these fucking trolls already, bro. They keep coming in the background acting like somebody doesn't already fucking watch or authenticate. That other dude was an idiot because he actually showed me his face and his hands and then did that dumb shit. But anyway, go ahead, man. I'm not trying to let them disturb the live, man.
Yo, man, Major Key, what you should do is tell them to say in the chat to say what's up if they want to go in or whatever. I think that would help too, right? What do you think?
Well, I'm trying to make them. If they come in the background, I need to see their face, and then I need to see how many. I'm telling them how many fingers to throw up.
Yeah, man, it's just freaking crazy, okay, bro. I didn't know all this shit was happening on YouTube, dog. It's crazy the way they do.
And it's from the same people too. Like they got like no lives, bro. When I was their age, bro, like I was chilling. I had no time to be on the internet doing nothing. Even before the internet, like we had computers and we could play like pool and play games and do different type of things and stuff like that. But like I had no time to be on a computer all day long, bro. Like I was actually interacting with people. These guys, I don't even understand what their lives are like, man. That's kind of sad, to be honest with you.
Hey, yo, Clint, you gotta take them to the club. You know what I mean?
Come to Orlando, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'll put in like, hey, listen, I'll get you guys discounts. You know what I'm saying? I'll take you out. You know, we can have a good time, and instead of you having to do this on the internet, man, let's kind of like move you guys along the career path across life. Bring you into adulthood finally. You know what I'm saying? Because that's kind of silly, man. But yeah, man.
Yo, I thought Sinister was gonna get in here and say something right now. Sinister, what's up?
Yeah, Sinister, man. He's been quiet, man. He's usually not as quiet.
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, what makes you decide to be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go on a live stream boxing show and show my stuff. I mean, that's a pretty low point in my life to where I would have to do something like that. I mean, if you have to, that's the only way you can get attention. What happened to your childhood? Better yet, I don't even want to know.
Yeah, man. That's true. That's basically what it's telling you. They have daddy issues. You know what I'm saying? You know, something happened. Something happened to them, and you know, I'm not trying to even get into that, but I'm just saying, like, why else would you be harassing other grown men that are not inviting you? They don't even want to deal with you, and you keep harassing them with this nonsense. Like that is a sick problem that you have, and you're not realizing it. You think it's funny, and the fact that you think it's funny is even worse of a problem because you're hiding something serious with laugh. You know what I'm saying?
And what's that thing when those people expose themselves to blind people? What are those people called? That's probably what they are.
Never heard of that one.
Hey yo, hey yo, what y'all think about Manny Pacquiao, man? That dude looking fast and sharp as fuck. Man, I don't know, man. I think he's gonna surprise the world, man.
Yes,
What y'all
sir.
think? Pacquiao's looking mad fast. I was like, oh shit, you know what I mean? I think
Yeah,
it was
man,
a fight hype. I mean, fight hub. That dude's looking sharp, man. I can't wait for that fight.
Here's the problem with me, and you guys can elaborate on this afterwards. Give your opinions, but my problem is that on paper, Errol Spence Jr. should win, and a wise person. If I'm gonna bet anywhere, I'm not gonna bet on Errol Spence because he should win, and I'm not gonna win any money on that. So you see what I'm saying? Like, but I can't count Pacquiao out, so I will never bet against him. If I'm gonna bet, I'm gonna bet against the odds with this one as well. So that's all I can say. I'm not saying that hey, like I'm gung ho here saying that hey, fucking Spence is gonna lose this or this and that. Nah, I'm not on my mind. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a fanboy neither. I'm just saying that I learned over time not to bet against Pacquiao. So I'm not gonna get bet against Pacquiao, bro. That's all I'm trying to say. Because anything can happen in a fight with Pacquiao. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I might throw a 50 on Pacquiao, man. I might throw a 50 on Pacquiao on the
If
book.
you do, bro, throw 50 on that and throw 50 on a draw because you know if Pacquiao actually wins, they might call it a draw anyway.
Yeah, man, that'd be the smart thing. Yeah, but like Guido's saying, man, I seen him training, man. I gotta say, it's showing out, bro. Like I didn't think Pacquiao was gonna be in that type of shape. Um, he looks in better shape than he did for Thurman because versus Thurman, he still had like in his abdominal area and obliques, he still had fat. I don't know if you guys noticed that when he went into the ring versus Thurman, he didn't look as cut up, right? Right now it's looking like he's in shape.
Yeah. Because Pacquiao thinks he probably thought about the fact that in the latter part of the fight, the last 6 rounds, he was getting caught. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, it's a hard one to pick, like you said, man. If it's just if someone's saying a major key, what rep it, bet $500 for your life here, you got to pick the right one. I wouldn't know what to do, man. Seriously.
Yo, man, thanks for having me, Glenn, man. I gotta go, man. I'm feeling tired as fuck. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, Guido.
I gotta get some sleep, bro. You know?
Appreciate you coming down to Florida, though, man.
You already know, man. Rapper, Mr. Senator. Ya tú sabes, mi hermanos.
Hey, peace out, Guido. Peace out, Guido.
Yeah,
man.
Salute to all of y'all. Have a good night.
Yo, Juan Free Smoke, you welcome. TBS, you welcome. The Dawn, Coco, you're welcome, man. I'm gonna drop the link once more. Otherwise, if nobody wants to pop it up, you know what I'm saying, then we'll go ahead and wrap it up by 11 p.m. If we get the panel lit, then we'll continue going until it's not lit. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, what else can I say, man? What else can I say when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, man? Manny Pacquiao is a fucking beast. And yes, Errol Spence deserves his accolades as well, but he's not as tested as no Manny Pacquiao. So I think the best test of his career is going to be against a Manny Pacquiao. Because there's no way to train for a Manny Pacquiao. There's ways to train against the Errol Spence. You just have to be top notch to deal with his type of skill set. But there's no way to train with the angles and movement. You know what I'm saying? That a Pacquiao gives you. That's completely different.
Yeah, man. I think I see the boxing source in there, brother. Can you in the chat? Can you put the odds, man? Because I need to go check the odds out back. I need to check the odds. He's saying that a lot of the money is going towards Pacquiao right now coming in.
Yeah, I got him, man. I got TBS up in here. What's going on, brother?
Yo, what's up? Shout out to Major Key, man. Blessings to you. What rep it? What's up? Sinister, what's up?
What's up?
What's your thoughts on what's your thoughts on what we talking about, man?
I mean, this is going to be a fairly interesting fight to me. I mean, you got Manny Pacquiao coming in there. Of course, he had his big win over Keith Thurman. That was like 2 years ago. And this is like his first fight against the Southpaw in a very long time. But he's, definitely prepared well for this particular fight. And then on the flip side, you got buzzings around that Errol Spence is, kind of like struggling to make weight for this fight. But I mean, for that, it's not like an old story for him. You know that he had to come down from 185 or 187 to make 147 for the Sean Porter fight in 2019. So it kind of like puts up like a lot of variables for this upcoming fight, but I think it's still going to be a very good fight between these two guys. I'm still edging it towards Errol Spence. I did post on the chat before I got on that, like, more money is starting to come in for Manny Pacquiao. So if anybody wants to bet on Manny Pacquiao, they better get their bets in, ASAP before it shifts over to, it being even. If it does become even by the time the fight date rolls around. So, I'm just looking forward to a real good fight. That's pretty much like the only fight that I'm looking forward to on that night, because those other fights, I'm not. Those other fights don't move the needle for me at all.
No doubt, no doubt. Yo, shout out to Green Lantern in the building. He's confirming next Monday night. We appreciate you, brother. We'll see you next Monday night. But yeah, man. When it comes down to it, look, my whole thing that concerns me, I'm gonna be honest with you, is like you said, the Southpaw versus Southpaw, right? And I think I said this yesterday. Somebody, I don't know if it was Black and Browns or H Money's, one of their channels. We were chopping it up. It was late night though, that's why I don't remember. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that you seen Errol Spence drop. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter with the left hook. You know what I'm saying? He got it in there quick. And you see what Manny Pacquiao likes to do is throw his right and long left and then move to the right, which is available for the left hook from Errol Spence. So that's that's the only thing that really concerns me when it comes to that. As far as him getting caught with one of those, I'm not really concerned because technically speaking, for Southpaw, the right hand is supposed to be the power punch, right? But when it comes to these two fighting Southpaw, right, both of them being Southpaw, you could catch that check hook or that powerful left hook and just get dropped because of that, because you're moving right into it. So that's one of the things that concerns me about that fight. But again, he's got so much skill. I see him ducking under it. And showing up to the left side and showing up to the right, showing up behind him, picking his pockets, unwrapping his gloves and rewrapping them. You know what I'm saying? That's how fast Manny Pacquiao is.
Yeah. Yep. And, I'm just looking at, how he moves in and out of the pocket. Like he's able to, like he's just active on his toes and always active on his toes. So, that's the thing that Errol Spence has to watch out for is if Manny Pacquiao is going to be in that same line. Because I think what, Errol Spence does is he pretty much wants to walk his opponents down, tries to cut off the ring, uses a jab to, as a weapon to cut off the ring, and then does his work while, his opponent's in the corner on the ropes. But with Manny Pacquiao, you don't necessarily get that because he'll be in and out of the pocket or he'll be off to the side real quick. So it's going to be interesting to see what, Errol Spence and, his trainer, Derek James is going to, plan to counter what Manny Pacquiao's movements are going to be.
Thanks. What do you guys' thoughts on this?
Yo, boxing source, this is what rep. What were the odds on him the last you checked? The odds on Pacquiao winning?
Let me see, because I was trying to look on William Hill to see like what the current odds were, but I know that like from the opening thing, I think it's kind of like gotten a little bit closer to 50-50 cents. So that's why I was gonna try to look up right now is how much that's changed.
Yeah, that man, that's crazy because I remember I saw it like at what they were giving it plus 300 at
Yeah.
some point. Yeah, man, I should have jumped all over. You see, but that's what media, that's what social media, that's what all this shit does. It influences the public and the bookies and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. I mean, if I'm getting hyped for Pacquiao and I'm seeing him do that, you could best be sure that a damn bookie's the same way. He's saying, wait a minute, something's brewing here, right?
Yeah, because let me see, it's like was a couple weeks ago they had Spence at -220, and as of like 5 days ago, it's been down to like -200.
Yeah, man, yeah. I'm gonna go in on Pacquiao probably just to lay one down. To me, it's gonna be a closer fight than people are saying, and I'm more convinced in that just because of the way Pacquiao's looking, man. He's looking fresh. He's looking younger than I think. The one thing I will say though, I noticed on Pacquiao, his muscle seems to be more flat. He doesn't seem to have that pop in it right now, but it's what it is. Age does take something from you, but he's still looking in shape.
Yeah.
I'll say this too. I'm gonna say this. When it comes to Pacquiao, right? But besides the beginning of his career, right? He was knocked out by Marquez, right? And Marquez, we could all probably agree that was his kryptonite, bro. Like Marquez been dropped so many times by Pacquiao, but he was his kryptonite. He kept getting up. And now when you think of his knocked down Marquez as many times as Pacquiao, and who has knocked out Marquez? 0 knockouts loss record. And so when and y'all could go ahead and confirm that if y'all want, but I'm telling you, he's got 0 knockouts in his loss column. He's got losses, but no knockouts. And so when you put that like in comparison to look at his losses, Manny Pacquiao's losses, a lot of them being even controversial. And then when you look at the caliber of people, right? Like Jeff Horn was a little bigger, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, some people thought that was controversial. When it comes to Timothy Bradley, that was controversial. You know what I'm saying? Besides that, really, man, really, like, there was nothing really that was a clear victory against Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Unless it was at the beginning of his career, except for that knockout from Marquez, right? And so this is why I say that you can never count out Pacquiao. Mayweather. But how many Mayweathers are boxing right now? Right? How many Mayweathers are boxing right now?
None, man.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, so this is like, we're talking about a whole different species, bro. Manny Pacquiao's a different species, man. He's a different breed, bro. He's a different breed. Man. And this is why I can't go against him. I'm saying on paper, he should lose against Errol Spence, right? He should. But is Errol Spence like taking it easy throughout the last few years gonna bite him in the ass now that he got to face a fucking legendary fighter, a Hall of Famer like Pacquiao? That's the question we have to see get answered, on August 21st.
Yeah, man. And another thing is this, right? Just to add on to what you're saying, just look at Porter versus Spence. Like it's just when I saw that, I was like, you know what? Something's cracking here. I think that's even what Pacquiao saw. He's like, that Porter Spence makes me think something here.
I think Pacquiao. It's been a while since Pacquiao's been in the ring, and that's gonna affect the fight for real.
Yeah, we can't deny that. We can't deny that. We got to see what happens, right? But if Pacquiao comes in and he gets settled in and he starts cooking a little bit, we got to watch out, man. All I know is the fight, and like I never heard it in the perspective what Major Key put it, right? No one's really put down Pacquiao like that. No one's really just like blasted his ass away and shit. Even when he fought guys like Margarito, bigger guys, Cotto, he's never got put out like that. So it's interesting.
Yeah, and the thing with Errol Spence too is that you had like two. I did mention the thing before his fight against Sean Porter, where he basically admitted that he had to cut him down from over 180 pounds, and now that he's had the fight after his accident, after the Porter fight against Danny Garcia, and now it's like he's preparing for a Manny Pacquiao fight. But this is his fight, and like it was just mentioned on the chat, if Spencer's ready, if he could handle the bright lights, you know what I'm saying? But this is the pinnacle fight. This is the one that was basically quote unquote promised to him. You know what I'm saying? Heyman kind of like delivered on that, on that deal for him. So this is where he is able to, put himself up and to say that he's going to be the guy, for the welterweight division and PBC. So it just, I'm just seeing like if he's going to be ready for that, and two, if he is going to be able to manage himself at 147 pounds, if he's going to make 147. He's already said that he's looking to try to go up to 154. He's already dropped that, out to the public. So it almost seems like he's still having issues trying to make it to 147. And with his frame, it is becoming more and more difficult for him to do that. So we'll see if he's able to make 147, and if it took him a while to get to 147 pounds. Because if it did, then he's going to look a little bit sluggish coming in those first few rounds in that Pacquiao fight.
Yo, you guys hold it down for a minute. Yo, welcome Rolling with the Punches. Go ahead and give your perspective. Go ahead and give your perspective. I mean, I've been on Boxing Sources channel before. What Rep It? I've been on plenty of platforms, Rolling as well. So I know y'all gonna handle this professionally. Go ahead and give your perspective, Roland, and I'll keep it going. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go take a piss real quick.
Cool. So you were saying Spence isn't like too acclimated to the 147 pounder. I kind of jumped in at the last minute, man. Won't really.
No, what I was saying was he's kind of like been, doing this thing at 147 pounds, but over the last couple of years, he's had to come down to 147 from a fairly high weight. So like for his fight against, his Mikey Garcia fight, he was pretty much around like the 160s, 170s. And then he said before that Sean Porter fight that he had to come down from over 180 plus to make 147. So you factor that in, and you got the whole thing with the accident. People still probably have that, in their minds that he still hasn't fully recovered from it. So it's one thing to, try to prepare for a fight, but if you have to cut weight, that takes a whole lot of your time before actually going into training camp to prepare for your opponent. And to prepare for a guy that's going to be a future Hall of Famer in Manny Pacquiao, that's not a good thing if he's, blowing up in weight and then he has to cut down in order to make 147 because he's not focusing on what Pacquiao's, able to do with his movements.
Right. Yeah, that's a good perspective, man. I never even heard about that one. I thought about that one. Yeah, it's true, man. Errol Spence. I mean, you can see it in shit. Like when he had his time off, like his cheeks and his little triple chin start popping out, right? Yeah, definitely. I see what you're saying, man. So like, I got you. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you're right. We'll have to see about that one. You see, like Manny's so small, like he's probably a little, he stays around that size and shit. So. Yeah, that can definitely play to the part of Manny. I see what you're saying, man. Good perspective. I don't know if, well, let me shit. Because, I mean, honestly, I'm going for Manny in this fight, right? But, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man, because, I mean, a lot of people do say that Spence probably should, like, jump up to 154. He should have jumped up to 154. So is he pushing it at 147? Like, there's not really much to, like, contradict on that one, man. That's a good point. I'm going to say,
So let me get in right here, Rolling with the Punches in the box.
For sure. Definitely.
Right. I'll say this, right? How long has Earl been low in his weight? I don't know what his actual weight is, but I've seen him. He's been preparing for a while in this camp, right? To stick to the weight, stick to around 147, right? Now that can also lead to complications in this sense. When you lose water in the body, right, and then you keep the water down for a long amount of time. I'm not sure that won't affect your punch, your ability to take punches in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes when guys drop from like a high weight or drop from high weight to low weight, when they rebound off of the weigh-in, they get that water, that fluid in their system faster. You know what I'm saying? So the fluid goes to the areas of the brain, obviously the areas around the head and the body. It goes faster, right? But if
Right.
you have a prolonged cut where you're staying around 147 and that's not your natural weight, it might take them a little more time to get that water around the system. Same thing happened to Burchell. Burchell thought before versus Valdez, he thought, you know what? I've had to cut down from like 160 or 170. I've had to cut down in the past to make the weight, but I'm not gonna do that this fight. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay around 135, 140 for a prolonged amount of time in camp and come into fight Oscar Valdez at my peak, right? What ended up happening, he looked worse. He looked like his body didn't bring that water in. I don't know what you think about that, Boxing Source.
Well, I mean, I didn't know that Berchelt was that high before coming into that fight. Because I mean, remember they had to delay that fight, for what is about a few weeks or a month and a half because of Berchelt tested positive for COVID or whatever it was. But still, if you have to come down from a very high weight level, then it's one thing. But if you're not used to, being at that same weight and then cutting down, then your whole thing for endurance and energy is going to shift, and it's going to be something that you won't be able to expect. So
TBS,
while
sorry
may
to
have
cut
been
you off,
good.
man. Yo, TBS, sorry to cut you off, man. I'll let you land the plane just in a second, but we got to welcome DJ Green Lantern up in the building, man. What's going on, brother? If y'all don't know, go ahead and explain who you are, brother, and who you work with, so everybody can know who you are exactly.
Yeah, man. I work with Upton Boxing, Umar Boxing. I'm the cut man for the team. Team. Tank. Everybody should know that by now. Malik Hawkins, Malik Warren. Everybody to come out of Upton. Everybody to come out of basically out of Baltimore. Basically, I'm the I'm the cut man, the go-to cut man, that's what I do,
That's what's up, man. Welcome to the platform. What do you think about this discussion that we having?
Hey, I'm a little biased, man, because EJ is a good friend of mine, man, and
it's all good. Explain your piece, though. Explain it, though. Like, not just what. Of course, it's okay to be biased. You know what I'm saying? But explain the logic behind why you think the way that you think, though.
I think that Manny Pacquiao is a different kind of animal, and I think that he can withstand a lot of punishment, and he can go. He can throw hands, but I just think that EJ is a little too much for him, because EJ got, like, man, the heart of a fucking goddamn something I'd never seen, man. And I always thought, like, coming out of our gym, we had a little kid. We got a little kid right now. He's a amateur. His name's Fun, and he's going to be the next best thing. And Tank is Tank, but EJ right now, man, is without a doubt, man. He has the biggest heart in boxing, and he has the tools to back it up. And it's just that he can adjust on a whim. You understand? He can counter on a whim, and he can fight backing up. He can fight on his back foot. He can fight going forward. He can fight. I mean, he can adjust so quickly. Now, I've been, like, all right, case in point, the sparring session that leaked out, right? That was, it was leaked, but it was leaked for a purpose. He was practicing, a particular set of techniques that day. So what you seen was, it wasn't somebody getting the best of him. It was him practicing what he was told. You understand me? So, but the general public wouldn't know that. They just say, "Oh shit! Look, PBC leaked this." Do you really think PBC or Fox would leak some shit like that? Come on, man. I mean, ticket sales or not, that's not going to happen. That's Fox's golden goose right there. Just like Tanks and Mayweather's golden goose. You understand me? But Manny Pacquiao, I think he stepped on the wrong he stepped to the wrong dude, man. I think he should have just went ahead.
Yo, Green Lantern, no, I appreciate everything that you said was completely fair. So let me ask you this though. And you did say that you were biased at the beginning, right? So I'm gonna agree.
Absolutely.
But on a logical level, right? Just on a question of logical level, are you mostly siding because you feel like age is gonna come into play? Because when you look down the line, besides at the beginning of the career when he was young and inexperienced and just kind of lying just to even get a paycheck for boxing, right? Besides that, he's become a great. The only person to knock him out like since he was young was Manuel Marquez, and Manuel Marquez by himself never been knocked out, and Manny Pacquiao dropped him more than anybody else. So just
right.
giving a little bit of substance to the base, right? So do you think it's because of age that you really see it like that, or because you feel like Manny Pacquiao really just has no chance against this guy?
I don't think it's age because I believe EJ is 31. So I don't believe it's age. I just think EJ has every tool in the box to beat Manny Pacquiao. He has the puzzle. The Rubik's Cube has been solved to beat Manny Pacquiao. He has it. And he's not, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say this: he's not gonna go the distance with Manny Pacquiao. He's not. He's gonna stop Manny Pacquiao, and I'm saying it, and I'm sticking to it.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Everybody's got a right to their opinion. I appreciate actually you sharing it because you somebody in the corners. You know what I'm saying? And you like you said, you got a personal relationship with Spence, and I love to hear point of views like that.
Right.
I'm playing devil's advocate and asking these different questions, right?
Right.
So when it comes down to it, you feel he's got the skills, right? But if you were in his corner,
okay.
My last question, because we woke up Troy.
Okay.
We woke up Troy to come back. My last question. Hold on 1 second.
Go ahead.
My last question is, right? Who do you get Errol Spence to spar with to prepare him for Manny Pacquiao? Is there anyone out there that can prepare you for Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is this though, I can't reveal that because we got three guys that's sparring right now that's mimicking Manny Pacquiao to the T, like literally. And
you can't mimic greatness.
You can't mimic greatness, but you can mimic greatness. I'm gonna tell you why you can mimic greatness, because I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, now who said that? By the way, I want to.
You know who this is, brother.
We woke up Troy and brought him back.
Yeah, man.
That's Troy right there.
Yeah, brother.
No. Okay, I'm sorry, Troy. Okay, you can mimic greatness. All right. Okay, but the thing is this: this is how I'm gonna say you can mimic greatness. All right. I'm gonna give you a perfect example how you can mimic greatness. All right. Here we go. Do you have any particular genre you want me to use? You want me to stay in the boxing?
Yeah. Or, just focus on Manny Pacquiao. Go ahead.
Okay. Mimicking greatness. All right. Case in point. All right. You had a young Mike Tyson, right? And his favorite fighter was Muhammad Ali. All right. Muhammad Ali was great, is great. He mimicked greatness in a different way, meaning he became great because Muhammad Ali set the bar. So he said that I want to be that or better. So I want to mimic this, but he's not going to mimic Muhammad Ali's exact fight because he had power. He had pop. Muhammad Ali didn't have that kind of pop, but he had, the ring IQ. So these people that are being brought in, it's three people, and Troy, I'll tell you off, off air, that's been brought in the camp that is damn close to, if not, put it this way, two of them, I think could beat him. Honestly, could beat him because it's like he's how can I say it? They're fast enough, they're strong enough, and they got the ring IQ. One of them would have they would just be like a mirror. And this is what Spence is sparring with, preparing for this fight. Now, normally when he's preparing for his fights, he does it in a way of he prepares with bigger guys, and he prepares, and he wants to be the bully, and he wants to walk you down and things of that nature. Like, for example, I can say it now because the fight is over. Mikey Garcia. He didn't want to knock out Mikey Garcia. This is what was said just in general conversation. This is him speaking. I didn't want to knock out Mikey. I didn't have to knock out Mikey. I didn't want to. I don't gotta be the boogeyman. I didn't want to knock him out. He is a gentleman outside the ring. He's a boxer's boxer. He's like, look, Mikey's, Mikey's never done nothing to me. I'm gonna beat him. And I'm gonna beat him. But I don't gotta knock him out. I don't gotta tarnish his legacy in a way that that might fuck him up a little bit worse than I have to. But I'm gonna secure that damn victory. Now, this is what's said, plain and simple. Now, let's go back. He still has that hunger. He still has that hunger when he fought Kell Brook. Believe me. And that accident didn't take nothing from him. Thank God. He's a different kind of animal. Manny Pacquiao is one of the greatest ever, hands down. Now, when Spence gets to 69 fights or whatever it may be, he'll be in that conversation. But he just has to, he just has to have more fights, et cetera, et cetera. Manny Pacquiao is a different kind of animal. Like, all right, let me ask you, Troy, do you think Manny Pacquiao beat Floyd Mayweather?
No, I did not. I don't think so. But let me give you my response to what you just said, right? Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, why the hell you wait till I'm sick to come on the show, damn brother? Why you wait till I'm sick to come on, man?
Hey, man,
he was in the chair. He got hyped up. That's all that happened.
No, it was look. I was in an accident, right?
I know, brother. I know.
And then I had gaps in the family, and
okay.
It was, I'm talking about like back to back. It was
my bad, brother. My bad.
Yeah. But and so, but I'm here. I shook off the rust.
I got
and
you,
I'm here,
man. I
man.
appreciate you too. I appreciate you. So I was gonna say Yeah, I save all my insults now, man. Damn. Okay. So so yeah. No, but what I was saying, those spar partners could copy his style, but the reason why Manny is great is because he's consistent uh and he beats a certain level of opponent, and he's done that throughout the years. That's what greatness is, you know. You beat a certain high level opponent consistently. That's what makes you great. Sure, like okay, I'll give you for instance, Larry Donald could copy Ali's style, but he was never Ali, right?
Right.
Right. So that you could copy style. I mean, I could probably change my voice to sound like you, but I'm not you.
True. True.
Yeah.
True.
So you can't really copy greatness. You could mimic certain aspects of a person's style, but greatness, no. But my point is this, right? Errol Spence brings nothing to the table that Manny hasn't seen. But to be honest with you, I'm gonna tell you what I see. Common sense would tell you that Errol, with his youth and everything, should beat Manny because if you watch the Thurman fight, Manny has lost a step and he's very hittable, right?
Yeah.
Flip side to that is Errol is hittable and Manny has not lost his power and obviously not lost his speed. So
True.
Pacquiao brings a few things to the table that Spence hasn't seen, all the different angles and all that, and his speed might actually surprise him. If he doesn't, go ahead. But he wouldn't take out if he doesn't take out Pacquiao early, and the fight goes long. Who's to say that he doesn't outlast him? He doesn't outlast Spence.
But Spence is hittable, but he has a better chin than Pacquiao's last opponent.
You can't say that. Oh, his last opponent. Who was his last opponent? Thurman?
Of course.
He has a better chin. How do you say that when Thurman's never been stopped?
Man, Spence has a better chin than Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman has not fought the opposition. Keith Thurman. Now, I'm putting it out there. Now, I'm not just saying this. I'm not just saying this laying back on the couch ordering the damn pay-per-views, getting fat. I'm saying this, man. I'm in the gym. I'm sweating. I'm watching this shit. I'm there. I'm like, man, I love Keith Thurman. Power in both hands, but Keith Thurman is not the same Keith Thurman. Now, when he took that layoff and he got married, he's not the same Keith Thurman. He's not.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
So, because I've been, this is my point of view on this whole thing. I've been saying that look, when you put a great big man versus a great little man, the great big man is always going to win. However, what concerns me is, I think is where what you're alluding to, which is basically that his what he's susceptible to as far as Keith Thurman is the left hook. Like he's been. That's why Josecito Lopez was so you know what I'm saying, so effective in that fight. And then when you look at it, right, he just seems to not watch for that left hook. And Josecito kept hitting him. He kept hitting him. And then with Pacquiao, he hit him right with the left, but then followed up with the right, and that's what caught him off guard, right? But then hit him, I think it was with a left after he parried to the body. You see what I'm saying? Like he just doesn't really monitor the left hand. And
right.
So Gervonta Davis has a powerful left hand. So is that what you're saying that he has a chance with? Is that where you're going with that?
Not Gervonta, but you talking EJ. But yeah, that's part of it. That's a big part of it. But what I'm saying is Manny Pacquiao, I believe Troy said this. Troy said Manny Pacquiao had pretty much seen everything or whatever. Manny Pacquiao, he's never seen Errol Spence Jr. in the ring. He's never seen this. He's a different kind of animal.
What does he bring, Errol Spence? What does he
Errol
bring?
Spence brings his ring IQ, of course, but he has the ability to switch his fight plan up in the middle of the fight, he can adapt to his opponent very quickly without losing rounds. He can fight off the back foot if need be. He can walk you down. But the thing about Errol Spence Jr. is this, and the reason, but maybe the general public really hasn't seen him. Okay, all right. When he spawned with when he spawned
That's
with
what I was gonna ask
heavyweights.
you. Did you see any of those sparrings, those legendary spars, like with Mayweather or anybody else? Did you see those?
I seen him spar with Mayweather. Yes, I did.
Oh,
But
okay.
I seen him spar with believe it or not, Big Baby.
Okay, so can you just say this in brief, so you're not telling on nobody? Is he the truth?
I'm saying this, and I'm saying this, right? The only thing I tell Tank is this: please don't fight EJ, because you're gonna lose. Now, Gervonta Davis is the future of boxing. This is our guy. This is our guy. But Gervonta Davis couldn't beat Errol Spence Jr. on his best day.
He has a chance.
No, he doesn't. No. I'm saying this, man. Look, if I'm saying this, I'm saying this. That's the fight that I would be like, no, hell no. Let's duck this fight until the end of time, because
I agree.
Like, let's just duck it. Let's duck it. And Tank's walk around weight is 165. Sometimes.
Wow.
Sometimes.
That's too big. That's too much.
Man, hey man, that's his walk around weight, man. That's what hey man, he likes muffins,
He's only 5'6", right?
Yeah, like
He's only
5'5.5".
He's 5'5.5" with a 67-inch reach, I believe. He's about the same size as Manny Pacquiao, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Difference is Pacquiao stays in shape.
Yeah. See, the thing about this, Tank's getting wiser with age. When you got Leonard Ellaby and you got Floyd Mayweather telling you, hey man, just you can do whatever you want, and then he comes to the gym and he's 160 pounds and he got to get down to 130, and we got a goddamn 3-month camp out in Vegas, man. That's some bullshit.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Hey, Roland, did you want to add something, bro? Because you unmuted.
Yeah.
We can hear everything. So go ahead, add something.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. I don't think Tank. I don't think it'd be a very good idea at all for Tank to try to fight Errol Spence, man. You know what I mean? At 147, Tank is highly skilled for sure. Fighting at 140 and beating Barros, I gave him a lot of credit for that. Some people don't, but I think that was a good win. Barros was undefeated. Barros was strong, and the naturally bigger dude. Like, that was a good win. But then to step it up even more and fight the who some people say is the best at 147, Errol and Bud. Man, I feel like if Tank would have fought the best at 140, that would have been kind of a tall task right there. I still feel Tank's good enough to even beat the best at 140, but I feel like 147 is like a little more of a stretch, man. And he's shorter too, so it's not like he's like a light, taller, lengthier 135 or 130. He's a short 130, 135 or so. Yeah, I don't think it'd be a good idea to fight Spence.
But yeah, it's not a good idea. But Roland, you got to remember, Mike Tyson was a short heavyweight.
Oh yeah, for sure. Look at Canelo. Yeah, there's definitely good fighters and shit. Yeah, for sure. Tank's one of those dudes who's he's going to be considered as a great short ass fighter.
He's a little pit bull. He's a little pit bull,
Yeah,
man.
for sure. But I just feel like Arrow might be able to just Arrow is getting too much, man.
Arrow is a different monster. And I'm saying this again. Look, I'm going against one of my own guys.
Yeah, I love Tank. Tank's my dude, man. Arrow's my dude too, though. So
yeah. Like, but Tank is the next, guy that they're, bringing up as the star. So
yeah,
that's the thing about it is that you have, of course, you had the thing there with Floyd Mayweather. Then, I mean, people gave the, attention to Errol Spence, because of the whole story with the sparring and all of that. But once Errol Spence moves up, then the next fighter that they're going to build in that 147 division is going to end up being Tank. Because if it's not Tank, then like who else is it going to be except for maybe Boots Ennis? But people don't really know much about Boots Ennis yet.
Shit, they need to know.
Yeah, they do. They do. Because, depending on who his next fight is going to be against, he might be in line to, try to get a title shot. And, it seems like he's in that, high risk, low reward type of thing right now, to where the title holders are not really considering facing him. And he's going to end up being a top contender, like real quick, depending on who they match him up against.
Well, I thought Boots, I said, hey man, I thought Boots should have fought, should have fought Bud, but hey, people thought I was crazy.
I mean, yeah, that would have been a really tough one though, and like a lot of people talk about Virgil fighting Bud, and I mean, yeah, I definitely agree that Virgil and Boots are ready to fight like Bud and Arrow, but I just feel like that would have been kind of I don't think no promoter in his right mind would have let that happen, at their age and shit, I mean, don't get me wrong though, man. I think they really, I'm telling you, I feel like we do. I mean, people in boxing, they do need like a change of mind, man. Because I think that'd be actually a really good thing and shit. Like Virgil or Boots was to go ahead and fight and lose like that. That'd be good for their career. I think. I don't know. People will be so fascinated to see how they how they come back from a loss at a young age and like Canelo did, like a lot of people did and shit. I mean, not to bring up Canelo, but like a lot of people did. I mean, I don't think that'd be a bad move either, man. I really don't. I don't think the loss would. I think the loss would be more fascinating for him. So
sometimes losses can break you, or they can make you a better fighter. Like we got a guy. Troy, who I'm speaking of. We got Malik Hawkins.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, man, I didn't agree with this. But they threw him to the wolves, man. His fight when he lost, because what's that guy's name? He just killed somebody in the ring. Like the fight before that?
Subriel Matias.
What was his name again?
Subriel Matias.
Okay, yeah. And then you put you put little Malik from around the way in there, and I was just like, what the fuck? And then Calvin wasn't there. It was just bad, man.
Oh, he didn't go up there to
No, Calvin wasn't there because it was wild, man. We had people everywhere fighting. That was in Connecticut, at the fight fair, and Calvin was with Tank. He stayed with Tank, and he stayed with Truck. And yeah, man. Kenny was by himself. They wouldn't even let like a cut man go. But Kenny is a cut man, so as well. But the PBC provided a cut man, so it was just Kenny.
Yeah. And that was the thing, was like the cut man in, either like Chief Seconds but at least the cut man, it pretty much was like the same for the entire card, during that time. So
yeah,
it could be like 4 fights on the card or whatever it is, but they'll use the same cut man for like each one of those fights.
But you don't put a fighter that's 15-0, in there with a killer. that you're trying to build with it, and he signed with Mayweather. You understand? I mean, you don't do that, man. I think that was like Mayweather's way of saying, I can, do what I want when I want. Watch this. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Like that shit, man. I mean, to this day, like Malik's spirit is still broke.
Ain't cool at all, man.
No, it ain't cool, man. And then Malik, man, Malik. It was so many. I was watching the. I'm like, man, I'm watching. I'm like, man, there was so many things he could have did, man. I'm like, fuck it, can he just stop the fight? Just stop the fight, but wasn't there.
Going back on the other subject though, right? Like, I feel, honestly speaking, just as a boxing fan, I feel like, and I understand the business side of everything, but I feel like these young guns like Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis should not be going at each other first when you don't even have Bud Crawford fighting Errol Spence. They got to fight first before you try to ask these young guns like, oh, go ahead and cancel each other out first. So it's only one of y'all that we have to worry about. Nah. Y'all at the top. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be some lions and fight each other first before you're asking these young guns to go at each other. They trying to build a career too. They trying to build a career too. Don't be hating on them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. But you got, and that is a good point. But you got to think about it. Errol Spence had to fight a guy from around the DMV. Who was it? It was one of Hunter's. Who?
You talking about Peterson?
Yeah. When he fought Peterson, he had to fight Peterson because he couldn't get a fight. Nobody would fight him. And why didn't these guys step up and fight him then? I mean, nobody would fight him.
And that was like his first defense of the title then.
That was his first.
Like, two wrongs don't make a right. I feel like he's like holding it back, like, oh, now I'm in position, so fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all done let me in the door. I got the belts now, so fuck y'all now. And I don't feel like that's right though, because it's boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to see the competition. I wish, for example, man, if there wasn't so much money involved and there wasn't so many shady people involved in this business, man, that we just had for each belt, we had just like Wimbledon, you know what I'm saying, the French Open, the Australian Open, and the U.S. Open, and that's that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy. You talking about that measure because earlier somebody was talking about MMA and shit and how they the best fight the best because it's under that organized, pretty much like telling them what to do kind of stuff and shit. But that got me thinking and shit. MMA, they always just have these stars. They have these great stars like Silva, GPS, Jose Aldo, a few motherfuckers out. Well, that's how I was talking about my boy Brad's Tags. So yeah, but Jose Aldo, like John Bones Jones, like MMA has so many stars, but it's like they burn out quick as shit, quick as shit. And I was wondering, like, is it curiously for real, like, is it because of the way that they're under this, like strict, you got to fight who we say you got to fight them when we're going to say you got to fight them. Is that why, like so many people are because like all these little stars are burning out so quickly because they're honestly the best is being forced to fight the best, like maybe even like too quickly, you know what I mean? Like in boxing, what if boxing had been doing it right as far as the fighter goes, as far as their sake, because boxers get all this goddamn glory. These MMA fighters, they do their thing for like it seems like a half a fucking year and shit. And you don't even hear about it no more and shit. It's like where's it? And they don't get paid. So it's like I don't know. I'm saying like maybe I'm trying to think about it a little different. Like, well, maybe I should be more appreciative of the way things are in boxing as far as like not being like forced to do this and do that. Although boxing does do its force and mandate and all that shit, I get it, but not like MMA and shit, right? Because then maybe the boxing star will be dying out so quick though, man. Like, what do you guys think about that? Do you think if boxing was like MMA, do you guys think that they'd be like less stars and shit? Would they be dying out too quick, or would they be like new stars being like all the time, like new stars be popping up all the time?
I think it'd be big stars. and
Okay.
I think it would be less belts
Okay. Nice.
because
Nice.
I think we got way too many belts, way too many
Okay.
belts. You
Shit.
know, I mean, just let's I mean, like
Yeah. That's what
intern, and all this. All come on, man, what the hell?
Bro, Green Lantern, let me ask you a question based on that. That's a perfect fucking segue to this next question. I appreciate you popping up because I was going to shut it down at 11, but you know what? I enjoy my Major Key Mondays, man. This is the only real day that I'm dedicated to. Other days are just like random interviews on Wednesdays and Fridays, but this is what we make it pop. You know what I'm saying? So, so the thing is, man, when it comes down to it, right? So, the belts. So we have people being recognized for 3 weight divisions with interim belts and silver belts and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And the reason I bring this up is because you fuck with Tank, for example, right? But then with Tio not recognized as undisputed. Can you explain how that works?
Shit don't make no sense.
Thank you. I'm glad you're keeping it a buck with that one because that's exactly where we're at right now. We don't understand it.
Because they're saying you got the WBA regular, then you got the super, then you got the WBC. Man, shit is crazy.
It's ridiculous. Man. It's ridiculous.
The franchise,
bro. It's too many to keep up with.
Yeah, the franchise, and then you got the intern, and then you got the
you got a diamond title, and you got a WBC title. With the WBC itself. So
I think I think the IBF is the most solid organization right now.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Because they make you have 2 weigh-ins, and nice. That right there is a good thing. They make you have a weigh-in, Friday and Saturday. So
nice.
So I like the IBF right now. The WBC, man, what they did to what they did to the Bronze Bomber, man, it was just ridiculous. And then the WBA, they just pulled some crap the other night, which we all know. So like Tank,
Fox
versus, with Fox. That was just.
We started off the whole live talking about how that was.
Man, that was. I don't even that right there, man. That was just. It made my stomach hurt. And then you got, like, for example, the Tank has 2 regular WBA belts and a super belt. So it's like it's just too damn many. And Lopez, man, he should be, he should be top dog right now. He should be undisputed. He earned that. He beat the man that
Sure.
He beat the man.
Right, beat the man. That was the truth. Hey, can I ask you a question? Oh, I'm sorry, but yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, so you feel there's too many belts, but do you feel there's too many weight classes?
No, the weight classes are fine.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, you like the Bridgerweight idea?
Yeah, there you go, Major. How about that? Yeah, there.
Not really. Okay. Well, let me change that. I think the weight classes are fine from 130 above.
Okay.
And under 130, I think is too many damn weight classes. Honestly,
too close. Every 3 pounds and shit. Every 3 pounds.
Yeah. 2 pounds, you got another belt. Like, what in the hell? Like, really? So if I eat a Snickers, I can get your belt? Like, come on, man. But
do you feel it's fair if a really skilled 210 pounder would fight a really skilled 250 pounder? Because I'm not sure, but isn't heavyweight like, it's so long as you're 200 plus, you're good to go, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, man. That's what I always thought. I don't like being coy and shit. I feel like I never really cared for the weight classes and shit, man. And then the whole Bridger class and stuff and shit. But then I started really thinking about it. I'm like, well, damn, man, if there's like a really skilled 210 pounder, because you're right above that limit, and you're gonna fight a really skilled 250 pounder. That's like a fucking
rolling. The reason why I understand it though, even though I understand that it's unfair when you're fighting like at 201 pounds versus a 300-pound guy. I get it,
right.
But the thing is, it's rare that you find people that big anyway. Right, you see what I'm saying? So to fill that gap, right, to actually have champions, you know what I'm saying, and to actually have competition, you know what I mean? There needs to be a certain metric, a certain thing, you know, that
allows
from one level to the next. Yeah. So and that's the only reason. And I guess that WBC wants to test that theory with Bridgerweight, but at the end of the day, I think they tried that in the past with the super welter or super heavyweight, right? And that didn't work out. So
yeah,
I mean, so at this point, they're trying it from the lower end instead of the heavier end. But at the end of the day, man, like it's hard to even get people that are that big that box, bro.
Yeah, most definitely. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think if they just go back to having 15 rounds, they will weed out a lot of people.
To be sick. If nobody boxing, shit, 2021, kids are on their smartphones.
Let's go back to 15 rounds, and then we'll see we'll see who's elite.
Right, that'd be sick, man. Be forced to run miles every day, type of stuff.
Yeah, because I get tired of going to these damn training camps and you're there so long, man, and then and then the fight only goes like 12 minutes, and you done been somewhere 3 months. Like, 3 months is a long time, man, to be away from
everything, pretty much. The mind state too.
But this is the thing that I just like boxing, man. I just think we just need to do a cleansing all around the board, with judges, referees, just cleanse, just a whole new cleansing, and then I think it would be the sport that we love, because like Charlo's like, well, hey, he's like, well, if EJ comes up to 154, I'm dropping all my belts. Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Charlo said that. He said if EJ
Jermel said if EJ comes to 154, he's dropping his belts.
He said he's dropping all his belts. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Man, I just made a fucking video about Jermel Charlo. My dude, man.
All of that. So that's the thing. They were waiting on. They were going to wait on what was going to happen with Jamal. If Jamal was going to move up to 168,
Jamel, you better not do it.
Jamel was going to move up to 160, especially if Jamel won that fight for the undisputed title at 154. He would have moved.
Hey, so hold on, excuse me. So wait. So they literally have video of Jamel saying if Errol comes up there, he's gonna drop his belts. I gotta see the video. I gotta see the shit coming out of his mouth, man.
Go check out Ellie Setback, bitch ass. Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. Check out Ellie Setback, and he got the shit somewhere.
Man,
Ellie's a fucking punk, man.
Okay, now you might as well speak your piece now. Might as well. All right, let's go.
I'm gonna tell you what Ellie did. Ellie called me. He was like, man, hey, introduce me. Hey, man, can you introduce me to Baltimore, man? When you get there, I want to get an interview with Tank and meet Calvin. And I was like, all right, I got you. It's nothing, So get him here, and I introduce him, and everything's fine or whatever. Cool, no problem. So, Tevin Farmer had just got shot, and Tevin Farmer got shot,
right?
And Ellie said to Tank, that Farmer got shot, and he cut it to where he made it look like Tank was laughing. So he was like, Farmer got shot, and then Tank was like, oh yeah, and he cut it to make it seem like he laughing, but it was a whole conversation before that when he was laughing,
But even if Tank was laughing though, man, I mean, like, I'm sorry to say, man, but like if you're around a certain type of certain towns that you hear about shootings like way too much, where it becomes like, man, like, oh shit, really? So like if you hear about
Rolling. It's just that Ellie's funny like that sometimes, bro. I be seeing him debating like that, bro. Like he be doing shit like that, like it's like fucking Javante or Tank laughs at this guy, and
right. Okay, I don't know.
Right.
It has nothing to do with that, and he's like reporting, like Kali is saying in the chat, reporting, and then he bounces, and then you see like 50 dislikes and like 10 likes, you know what I mean? But he doesn't care as long as he's getting the views. You know what I mean?
I just started liking Ellie again, man. Just started liking Ellie.
I think the thing with Ellie is he's off as a reporter, but he kind of like comes off as a fan or like what do they call it, like a fanboy, something like that. So like when he ends up like asking questions or asking certain questions, then it comes off like he's either not paying attention or he's like kind of like trying to boost somebody up when it doesn't even seem genuine. And the thing about it was like I think he was at the fight, there against Mario Barrios, because I remember him asking questions in the press conference, while I was in there.
He was there.
Yeah, he was there. And I'm like, this doesn't really go into what, Tank was doing in the ring. And he almost had a little bit of a verbal spat with Jamel Charlo in the conference call too. And he said, and that's where you saw like Jamel Charlo talking about, man, you don't want to make an enemy out of me or something like that. So
right. Because I'm telling you right now, like when it's a fight like that, the PBC, I make sure I holler at Sam Watson and I say, Mr. Watson, okay, do we got Charlo's meds? Yeah. Okay. We got Tank's meds? Yeah. Okay, we're good.
You said meds?
Goddamn right.
That's hilarious. You got Charles meds. You be like, hey, you gonna take meds? All right,
man, you can't see that he's ADD, bipolar. Hey, look, man.
Hey, rolling with the punches is laughing. But before I let him on, most people I say, yo, show me your face. But with him, I make him show me the medication. You know what I'm saying?
That motherfucker's on
I do, and I always have it right there. The good old bud. No, seriously, I'll get my little bud right. Wait, right there, my last little nug.
No, but it's okay to be bipolar though. It's okay because like AB stands for always bipolar, so he's bipolar too. These motherfuckers, it's a lot of fighters is bipolar that you don't even know about.
But hold on, but bipolar though, every single person that is walking this earth has at least 3-4 symptoms for every disorder. I mean, the reason why I know is because I had to fucking buy that dumbass book that lets you know all the symptoms and all the disorders. I'm just saying, man. Like I was like, what? I'm reading all of them. I'm reading the schizophrenia, the split personality, the associative disorder, all them motherfuckers, man. And I'm like, man, them book. Yeah, like trust me, every single person could fall under. Every single person could be given medication for all them things, man. It's nuts.
Well, I could tell all of y'all. I already know I'm fucked up. So
exactly, that's my point. Exactly.
You can catch me, like and this is another thing too, brothers. I don't know if y'all know Troy. You probably know, but Big Frank, rest in peace. When he got killed at Park Heights here in Baltimore, and it was like not even reported on. Now Ellie, was basically, giving Big Frank a damn hand job every time he seen him. But when he, got killed, he was just like, oh yeah, by the way, rest in peace, Big Frank. And that was it. I mean, I just thought, he owed him a little more because Frank saved his ass a lot of times. And, Frank, Big Frank, if y'all don't know who Big Figgity is, Big Frank was the guy that you always seen Frank with the cornrows, big dude cornrows that you don't see no more.
Okay.
If you go back to some old footage, matter of fact, if you go back to
I
like,
heard Tank talking about somebody passed away, so I appreciate you like getting more, into detail with them.
yeah, it's two people that passed away in the camp, and one of them is Frank. Frank was a little older, and Frank would come pick up Tank from the group home, and let him stay over his house, just and all that kind of stuff, and
Oh, yeah.
things like that. But
Cool dude.
and Frank, so when Tank made it, he was like, well, he's like full-time security because he trusted him, and
Yeah.
and Frank got shot in the head, man. So yeah, man, and Tank is going to get a tattoo of Frank on his stomach or leg or something like that. But Paul Kites, man, is serious. But it's like I'm not saying like nothing bad about Frank because Frank was a good guy. I'm just saying this in general. You can't have one foot in and one foot out. Don't work. It does not work. And what's in the dark is going to come to the light. Now,
Always.
if if we're in a hood, which is basically all of Baltimore, and somebody sees ain't that guy with Tank all the time, and odds are he's he got something of value. They're going to try you.
Yeah.
So why be there?
Yeah, man.
You know.
Hey,
It's
no, go ahead.
no
Go
reason.
ahead. Finish your point. Finish your thought.
It's no reason to be there, and and then it was two people that got killed, man, and it wasn't like they got killed just like pew pew. I mean, they got shot in their fucking head, man. They got their heads blown the fuck off, man. And
Hey man, it took me going to jail and shit to like really like I'm telling you, like it took me going to jail to really step away from two of my fucking friendships that were probably, yeah, like if I was even still there right now, man, my whole life would still be different. It'd still be like in this depressing ass downward spiral ass type of shit. It's like, yeah, and I was told for years now, my family, my sister, I fucking hate these guys. Stop bringing them around, blah blah. Like man, they look out for me, blah blah. Same old shit. Like so, yeah, like it took me going to jail, like nah, motherfucker, like like especially like certain circumstances and shit, like I'm like, oh damn, oh shit. So yeah, like Tank's fucking young as fuck. I just did this a couple years ago. Tank's still like early 20s and shit, and he has a bunch of money in his fucking grasp. You know what I mean? So he probably don't even know even who to trust and shit. Like honestly, it's not even about the who to trust. It's he probably don't want. He probably don't know what he wants. Honestly, I mean, at this age, he just know he wants to be a good ass boxer, man. He's chasing that glory.
Hey, Major Keys, man. We're gonna have to do a segment on that because,
No,
I
actually,
don't.
Go
I
ahead.
don't
Go ahead.
because I don't.
Please,
Get,
after he lands the plane with his point right here, I gotta jump in right after that. But go ahead, man.
all right, because I don't. I don't give two fucks about people's feelings. As far as when they're wrong. Like, so what? Hit me in my mouth.
Yeah,
But
nice.
this is the thing. In the Baltimore community and some top boxers, we're gonna touch on that. In some top boxers camps, man, money is changing people. And they're changing people that pull strings and call shots. So it's starting to get ugly already.
Hey, like I said, you need real OGs to step back in.
Rolling, chill, bro. Like this, that's the second time, man. I'm trying to get somewhere. So that's great, bro. Like we could do a whole segment on that. You just got to be willing to explain. I'm not saying reveal sources, but at least give us some kind of experiences so that people can know how deep it goes. You know what I mean? So you got to be elaborate with it because I already know where you're coming from, and I'm not trying to say, I'm not going to put you on the spot like that. You know what I mean? But at least think about what you can and cannot say, and then we'll go from there. But
absolutely.
But what I am going to close shop right now. So I want everybody on the panel to say their last piece, their last thoughts, and where people can find you. So starting off, Roland, since you wanted to talk, go ahead, brother.
No. I mean, no. I appreciate, the sir I was talking to, a second ago, like Ali. I think I didn't get no many names. There you go, Ali, DJ Green Lantern, 1574. I appreciate you, man. Speaking of what you spoke, everybody, like always, the fellows, what I'm saying, Major, Killers, Joy, the box source, and obviously the chat room. So yeah, everybody, much love. See you guys later.
Salute.
But I gotta hear everybody's out though. I'll be here.
No doubt. Boxing Source. What's going on, man? Speak your final piece. Tell everybody where to find you and all that.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I have the Boxing Source podcast through iTunes, and I'm on YouTube and everything like that. Shout out to everybody that's on the panel. Major Key rolling with the punches. Of course, Troy Graham. We be going at it sometimes here in the boxing YouTube sphere. And big up to Ali, DJ Green Lantern, and me being in the DMV area, I've heard a few stories about what goes down in Bmore, particularly with a couple of guys. So what you talking about? I'm pretty much a little bit familiar with it too. So that's definitely something to talk about a little later. But some stuff, you can't really disclose at this particular point because it's real serious.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Well,
that was good,
up, brother.
That was good,
yes, sir. And now, Troy, any final thoughts?
Achilles.
What's Troy?
Sleeping. Troy's sleeping.
Troy fell asleep.
Yeah,
it's all right.
It's okay though. So Greenland, go ahead and I'll give your final thoughts, and then I'll thank everybody for popping up and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Tell them where to find you and all of that. Yeah. And I know you're coming back to the show anyway. We can top it up a lot deeper next time.
Yeah, well, you can find me at Major Keys Beats and Boxing. Also, wherever my man DJ Sean Rebel is, I'm there. So basically, and you can find me on Facebook at DJ Green Lantern 1574 or Troy Ali Cedric, either or. And I'm here, but I'll be here with you guys. So I'm here.
We appreciate you.
No problem, man.
Back and all of that, and we'll work it out next time, man. And so for me, my final thoughts, man. Great discussion. I know we were gonna have Uriah Grant on tonight. Unfortunately had some technical issues, but it's all good. The brother came on live and told you guys that he will be popping up soon. He rescheduled, and then we had the pleasure of having DJ Green Lantern show up himself and having a discussion with us. So it'll work itself out. We had a longer live. Everything worked out. So I appreciate my chat. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Appreciate the panelists, TBS, rolling with the punches, Troy Graham, Guido, Bruce Goes. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Huh?
No, I was saying Bruce Almighty, Bruce Goes.
Yeah, man. Everybody that popped up, man. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great night. Another Major Key Monday. Salute. Peace.
Salute.